Yankees starting pitching has been solid here in Oakland. On Monday night, Javier Vasquez did the job. Just 1 run allowed in 7 innings. Last night, it was CC Sabathia with a season-high 10 strikeouts. He allowed just 1 run in 7 2/3 innings. And tonight, the Yankees will turn to A.J. Burnett. They want him to keep the line moving as far as the good pitching is concerned here in Oakland, California. Kia Motors presents the Wednesday game of the week. Tonight, it's the New York Yankees and the Oakland A's in the final game of a 3-game series from the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum in Oakland, California. Hi, everybody. Ken Singleton along with John Flaherty. Now, last night, the Yankees did win again, 6-1 over these Oakland A's, and they got some very good starting pitching. But as we all know, you need some runs to win ball games, and last night, A-Rod was big with the bat.
Well, you know what, Kenny? Alex Rodriguez has had a big year as far as RBIs are concerned, but the power numbers down a little bit for him. He took care of that last night. His 13th home run of the year, his 3rd grand slam of the year gave the Yankees a 5-1 lead, and then he followed it up his next at bat. A changeup down and away, driving it to dead center field. His 14th home run of the year. All of a sudden, that home run swing starting to come together for Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, a couple of home runs last night. Now has 597 in his career as he's sneaking up on the 600 home run mark. His 21st career grand slam. He is tied for 2nd with Manny Ramirez. They trail the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig, who has 23. And his 55th career multi-home run game. And he passed Nettles, tied Posada on the all-time Yankee list. 6 home runs, 23 runs batted in his last 14 games. And A-Rod is moving up on the RBI list in the American League. Enough of hitting. Let's check out tonight's New York Lottery pitching matchup. You saw A.J. Burnett gets the start tonight, 6-7 with a 4.90 ERA. And Gio Gonzalez, who lost to the Yankees when the Yankees were here in April, gets the start for the A's tonight, 7-5 with a good ERA, 3.50. Well, the middle of the Yankee lineup has been doing the job. Mark Teixeira has reached in 27 straight games, and he's been playing well defensively. The same can be said for A-Rod here in Oakland. A couple of home runs last night and solid on defense. Lineup's first pitch, baseball. Next on Yes.
DirecTV now brings you exclusive 3D content.
I don't watch the match in 3D. I'm in it. I feel it. Go! The best in 3D on my TV.
Now that's getting the most out of your service. DirecTV. TV with benefits. DirecTV gives you over 50 channels of satellite radio.
I listen to the 80s channel. It's massive. I love it. Big time. I just tuned to channel 805.
Now that's getting the most out of your service. DirecTV. TV with benefits.
Sleepy's July 4th holiday mattress sale is being held over. Get a Sealy Posturepedic Serta Perfect Sleeper or Simmons Beauty Rest mattress and box springs starting at $3.99. Plus, get Sleepy's incredible doorbuster bonuses. Get a free comforter, free Serta sheet, free Snap camcorder, or iPod clock radio absolutely free with select models. Plus, finance your purchase for up to 5 full years during Sleepy's extended July 4th holiday mattress sale.
Trust Sleepy's for the rest of your life.
Are you a victim of the current bedbug epidemic? Stop itching and solve your problem by calling Bell Environmental, the bedbug specialists. We're skilled in the latest and most effective methods of treating bedbugs. We use instant freeze technology, pesticide-free, completely safe, and perfect for use in office environments and other sensitive areas. Our bedbug dog, Roscoe, sniffs out bedbugs and their eggs with accuracy. Call Bell Environmental or visit bellbedbugs.com. Bell Environmental, over 30 years of green.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Domino's. Order an inspired Domino's pizza at Domino's.com and track it all the way to your front door with Domino's Tracker. By Salt, in theaters July 23rd. And by IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV. Oh, we're just about ready to start the final game of this 3-game series here in Oakland. The Yankees have won the first 2 games. The pitching's been good, as we told you in our open. They've allowed the A's just 2 runs in the first 2 ball games. Javier Vasquez winning on Monday night, and CC Sabathia picking up his 11th win last night. You're seeing the Oakland A's taking the field wearing their alternate jerseys tonight, wearing the black jerseys. And that is the choice of the starting pitcher, Gio Gonzalez. Well, he always wears black when he pitches here in Oakland. Let's check out tonight's Yankees starting lineup, which is presented by Lexus. At the very top tonight is going to be the Yankee captain, Derek Jeter, in the leadoff spot. Nick Swisher will be in right field. Mark Teixeira is at first base. Red hot Alex Rodriguez will be at third, and Jorge Posada will be the designated hitter and hit fifth. Marcus Tabbs out in left field tonight. Francisco Cervelli will do the catching. Brett Gardner's in center, and Ramiro Pena will be at second base, and he'll be batting ninth.
That New York Yankee lineup going to go to work against a young left-hander, Gio Gonzalez, and we'll take a look at his numbers on the year. And they're pretty good. 7-5, 3.50 ERA, only 87 hits in 103 innings, 48 walks. Needs to work on that a little bit. We'll take a look at our scouting report on Gonzalez. Having a strong finish to the first half. Over his last 3 starts, only 1 earned run over 19 2/3 innings. Got a good fastball, but it's the old school curveball that he throws 28% of the time. And Brett Gardner, you are on your own tonight. The only lefty in the lineup against Gonzalez who has held lefties to a 146 batting average this year. So good luck, Brett Gardner.
Well, the captain's going to lead it off. Derek Jeter will step in. And one more note on Gio Gonzalez, and this is a good one. He has the lowest home opponent's batting average in the major leagues. Opponents in this ballpark are hitting just 168 against him. So he's been tough here at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. There's number 2, the Yankee captain, Derek Jeter, stepping in. Derek hitting at .278, 8 home runs and 40 runs batted in. Here's the first pitch of the game, and it's hit to the right side for Mark Ellis, who gobbles it up, throws the first, and there is 1 out. Let's check out the rest of the A's on defense, brought to you by Mercedes. Let's go from left to right in the outfield. It's going to be Watson, Crisp, and Sweeney in the outfield. Kuzminov, Pennington. You just saw Mark Ellis at second. Derek Barton at first. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. And Gio Gonzalez on the mound. So 1 pitch and 1 out, and it'll bring up Nick Swisher.
Brett Gardner led off the last couple of ball games. Derek Jeter back in the leadoff spot tonight, and Nick Swisher back in right field, who has been the designated hitter the first 2 games of this series.
Swisher takes a pitch, and it's in there for a call strike. Swisher had a 5-game hitting streak broken here last night. He's 2 for 8 in this series. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes.
We talked about the curveball from Gonzalez. He does have a respectable fastball. He saw that 92 miles an hour from the left side. So you have to respect the fastball, a good big curveball, and a decent changeup.
There's that curve, and it misses low and inside. A ball and 2 strikes. Gonzalez pitched against the Yankees here on April 20th. And he only went 4 1/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 5 runs, walked 5, struck out 5. There's that curve, and misses again. What the Yankees did in that game, he only gave up 3 hits, but they worked him well. His pitch count got up very quickly as you look at that number. 97 pitches in 4 1/3 innings, and he had to come out of the game. The Yankees won that game 7-3. 2-2 pitch, and Swisher checks the swing and fouls it back. And the count holds at 2-2.
You know, Kenny, the Yankees did the same thing last night against Trevor Cahill, the all-star representative for the A's. Got his pitch count up, was out of the game relatively early, giving up the grand slam to Alex Rodriguez. Really had that 1 bad inning, got behind in the count to Alex Rodriguez, made him pay.
Curveball is outside, and the count has gone full to Swisher. Yeah, Cahill had his first loss in 10 starts last night.
Hadn't given up a home run here at home. Alex Rodriguez took care of that.
Touched him up twice. Here's the payoff pitch to Swisher. And he hits a high fly ball down the right field side towards the Yankee bullpen, and it will fall just in front of the bullpen seats. Long run for the first baseman, Derek Barton. Well, we pointed it out time and time again. You could build another ballpark in foul territory here in Oakland. Well, maybe a little league field.
Mark Teixeira took advantage of that, made a couple of nice plays last night in foul territory. You see Gonzalez among the league leaders in walks.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Curveball is hit to right field. Going to be a long run for Sweeney. The ball is slicing away from him and falls in for a base hit. So Nick Swisher has the first hit of the game for the Yankees, and he is aboard with 1 out.
Probably a little tough to see here early on with the shadows, and Nick Swisher does a nice job staying on a curveball, staying inside of it and going the other way. Drops it in front of Sweeney for the first base hit of the ball game. Like that was Nick's approach, that hole at bat, fastball, curveball, trying to go the other way.
Here's Mark Teixeira, and the first pitch is outside, ball one. Teixeira reached last night, hit by a pitch, and it counts as far as reaching safely. He's reached safely now in 27 straight games. That's outside, ball two. In fact, he was hit by a pitch just before A-Rod came up and hit the grand slam.
He was hit on an 0-2 pitch. Cahill trying to run a fastball back to the inside corner, did not get it there, and hit Mark right in the back.
Outside, ball three, not even close. So Gonzalez falls behind 3 balls and no strikes. Teixeira 1 for 7 in this series. A-Rod is on deck. Taken all the way, and it's a 4-pitch walk, and the Yankees now have 2 men on with 1 out here in the first inning. Well, let's check out the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. Temperature in the low 60s once again here in Oakland. I know that does not give you much relief back on the East Coast, but it's just 62 degrees here, 70% humidity. The wind northwest at 15 miles per hour, mostly clear, and it is cool. So A-Rod has 2 hits in this series, both of them are home runs. He had them here last night. First pitch is a little bit low for ball one. A-Rod, with the 2 home runs last night here, has now hit 21 home runs in this ballpark, and that is the most for any visiting player. Breaking ball, and that drops in for a strike. For A-Rod, with the 2 homers, he passed Rafael Palmeiro, who had hit 20 home runs as a visiting player here.
We heard Jack Curry on the pregame saying Alex using his legs a little bit better. You see the numbers here at the Coliseum.
Fastball hits the outside corner. It's 1-2.
And that's really one of the things that Kevin Long, the hitting instructor, preaches, is driving that back knee right down towards home plate, which will involve the legs a little bit more. Kevin and Alex had a good session before the game. Take that back knee right down towards home plate. Use your legs a little bit more.
Curveball is low, and the count levels off at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Gonzalez in a jam here in the top half of the first.
We had a nice side shot of Alex Rodriguez. Looks like he's spread out a little bit more. And we saw him do that last year and had some better results. Maybe a little bit of an adjustment there.
Curveball misses, and the count has run full at 3-2. And this is what has been a problem for Gonzalez in the early part of his career. Just 24 years old. Pitch count goes up much too quickly.
Bob Guerin, manager, looking on, but I was impressed with Alex Rodriguez on how he took that curveball down. Didn't even flinch. Looks like he's tracking the ball well early. Obviously saw the ball well last night. Sometimes you can tell by the takes, Kenny.
Payoff pitch. Curveball is low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So back-to-back walks following the single by Nick Swisher. The Yankees have the bases loaded and 1 out. Here's the pitch-by-pitch brought to you by Suzuki Kizashi.
We'll see what Gonzalez tries to do. He misses with a fastball down. A good curveball for strike 1 to even the count up. Another fastball, strike 2, and then he goes with the curveball down. Good take. Another curveball down. Another good take. And he misses with 3 curveballs in a row. Alex Rodriguez working the walk.
Well, bases loaded against the Yankees has been a dangerous thing for the opposition this year. The Yankees, 9 grand slams. They were not to the All-Star break yet. That leads Major League Baseball. And as a team, the Yankees are hitting .422 with the bases loaded this year. Jorge Posada had back-to-back grand slams on the consecutive days earlier this year at Yankee Stadium. And he steps in with the bases loaded.
Good news for Jorge. Last night he caught, did not have any problems with that left hand. Gets the opportunity to be the DH tonight and in an RBI situation early on in this ballgame.
Pitch is low and in the dirt, ball one. Let's look back at Jorge at the stadium.
Well, nice job staying on an off-speed pitch down and away, getting it up in the jet stream, and then left-handed gets the bat head out and drives another grand slam. Nice little curtain call at the stadium. You'd expect Jorge in this at bat, if he gets a fastball, drive it the other way.
There's a pitch for a strike, and it's 1-1. I mentioned the Yankees 9 grand slams, and you're looking at the totals right there. That is the most for any major league team in history before the All-Star break. Outside ball two. Now the Yankees team record is 10 grand slams in a season. That was in 1987 when Don Mattingly had 6 of them by himself. Set a major league record for grand slams in a season. Posada ahead on the count, 2 balls and a strike. Call strike 2 with a fastball.
A good pitch there. We've seen Gonzalez with the fastball trying to go away to the righties. The first fastball he has thrown inside. Clipped the inside corner. Good pitch. Good take for Jorge. Couldn't do a whole lot with that pitch.
Call strike 3 and Posada knew it. Couple of fastballs inside for strikes 2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 perfect back-to-back pitches, and if you have a scouting report on Gonzalez, it's usually fastballs away, curveballs in. Well, he went against the report and threw back-to-back fastballs right on the inside half and picks up a big strikeout.
So with 2 outs now and the bases loaded, it'll bring up Marcus Thames. Thames back in the starting lineup. He's playing left field tonight. Takes a curveball inside for ball 1. Tim's had it at bat just off the disabled list at Yankee Stadium. Came up with a game-winning walk-off single against the Toronto Blue Jays in the last series at home. 1-0 pitch is hit high and deep down the left field line. This ball is curving foul and into the seats. A ball and a strike, just a loud strike off the bat of Marcus Thames.
Looked like he broke his bat. Gonzalez again comes inside, and Marcus got the bat head to it, but it sounded like he cracked his bat. You stand on deck, you watch Jorge Posada miss a couple of fastballs inside. It looked like Marcus was sitting on it, got it. It's a little bit late.
Curve drops in there neatly for a strike. You were talking about the old-time curveball, just quick drop right out of the sky.
Yeah, you see a lot more sliders now than the curveball. This is a big one. You see how much break it has. Tough to throw for a strike.
And it's swung on it. Missed strike 3. Back-to-back curveballs, and Gonzalez gets out of a major jam here in the first inning. The Yankees had the bases loaded and 1 out, but he strikes out Posada and then Marcus Thames. The Yankees do not score.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Come out to Yankee Stadium in 2010 to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. And on Saturday, July 17th, celebrate the glorious history of the Yankees with Old Timers Day. Come see your favorite Yankee legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium as we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the 1950 World Championship team. Ceremonies begin at 2 o'clock, so arrive early for Old Timers Day.
I've had my car for 20 years. The engine and transmission, they're all original. Even right down to the muffler. It's the best investment I ever made. My name is Joey, and my Toyota has 464,000 miles.
While a Toyota may last a long time, the amazing deals and great selection won't during Toyota's National Clearance Event. And right now, you can lease a new 2010 Venza for just $239 a month. Or lease a new 2011 Toyota Sienna for $269 a month. Toyota, durability to move you forward.
Well, we're headed to the bottom of the first here. The Yankees failed to score. They put some pressure on the A's, but did not push a run across at the top of the first. Yankee fans on hand trying to get a picture of the Yankees. This might be the last time they see them during the course of this year. Tonight's A's starting lineup presented by Lexus. At the very top is the speedy Coco Crisp. Derek Martin will be at first base. Ryan Sweeney will be in right field tonight. Kurt Suzuki in the cleanup spot. He'll do the catching. Jack Cust is the designated hitter, followed by Kevin Kuzminoff, the third baseman. Mark Ellis will be at second, followed by Matt Watson in left field, and Cliff Pennington will bat ninth, and he will be at shortstop.
That Oakland A lineup going to face A.J. Burnett, coming off a nice outing, his last outing against the Toronto Blue Jays. We'll look at the numbers for the year. His 18th start, 6-7, 4.90 ERA, 78 strikeouts in 101 innings. Opponents hitting .280 against him. In our scouting report on A.J., something to build on. 6 2/3 and not give up an earned run against Toronto his last outing. And a new month. June did not go very well, but he is 6-0 his last 8 July starts. And early on, if he is down and through the outside corner to a righty, it'll be a good night for him, something to watch early.
Here's Coco Crisp. Crisp takes the first pitch upstairs for ball one from A.J. Burnett. Crisp is just 1 for his last 15. And he hasn't hit A.J. Burnett particularly well. Just 1 for 13 in his career, but the one hit was a home run. 1-0 pitch is hit in the air to left center field. On the move is Brett Gardner, and he lays out and makes the catch. Well, the Yankees defense has been solid throughout this series, both in the outfield and the infield. And Gardner turns in another sparkling play.
Well, Curtis Granderson getting a night off tonight. Brett Gardner playing center field, gets a great jump on this. Covers a lot of ground out there in center field, and Coco Crisp, who's hitting left-handed, hitting that ball, would be a little slice right to left, going away from Brett Gardner, so an even tougher play.
So Gardner in center. And here's Derek Barton, the first baseman. Takes the first pitch for a call strike. Barton was called out on strikes last night on a 3-2 pitch over the outside corner from CC Sabathia. Didn't agree with the call and was eventually thrown out of the game. His first career ejection. Curveball drops in there nicely. And Burnett jumps ahead. No balls and 2 strikes.
You know, I'm thinking back to that pitch, Kenny. I mean, it could have went either way. CC Sabathia got the benefit of the doubt on a call, and it turned out to be a big pitch in the ball game. Barton didn't agree with it.
0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Burnett's first strikeout of the game. Let's check out the rest of the Yankee defense, which is brought to you by Mercedes. Thames in left. You saw Gardner in center, Swisher in right. Rodriguez, Jeter, Pena, and Teixeira around the infield. Pena's second start at second base this year. Francisco Cervelli does the catching, and A.J. Burnett is on the mound. Ryan Sweeney takes a pitch inside, ball one, a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Flash, you were talking about a new month for A.J. Burnett. He did not win in June. There's a pitch for a call strike, and it's 1-1. But his last 8 starts in the month of July, A.J. is 6-0. That goes back to July 23rd of 2008. Pitch is fouled off, and it's 1-2. Fans, IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. Curve, high and away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sweeney.
Early on, it looks like A.J.'s in a pretty good rhythm. He struck out Derek Barton on a fastball right on the inner half, and that's the side of the plate. If A.J. can get the fastball there, he's going to have a good night, as long as it stays through the plate.
And also that sets up that breaking ball down and into the left-handed hitters that they think is the fastball, and they swing right over the top. There it is, but Sweeney got a piece of it and fouled it off.
Yeah, A.J.'s one of those guys that you can pretty much tell early on if he's got it locked in mechanically. And a lot of it is to that inside part of the plate to a lefty, away to a righty. If he can drive the ball through this spot here, usually he has a pretty good night.
Fastball fouled off.
Not bad there. Pretty good life. 94 miles an hour. Not bad location. Take a look at his mechanics. Has a little bit of a, maybe sometimes too much of a swing on top of the mound. Has a tough time getting the ball in. This one not bad. Middle in.
Once again, the 2-2 pitch. And this one is popped up. It's going into foul territory, but Alex Rodriguez is there, makes the catch, and it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for A.J. Burnett against the A's here in the bottom of the first. On to the second inning. No score here in Oakland.
Here in Dallas, everyone loves the Cowboys, which makes it odd that our neighbor is a Redskins fan. He got NFL Sunday ticket, so now he can watch their games every Sunday, and that's fine. Live and let live. Right, baby? But I'm not so sure Troy Barkman is such a fan.
Watch your favorite team wherever you live. Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket today.
American workers have served their country well. They've built our cities, power plants, ships. Now, many are discovering that they gave their lives. If you or a loved one suffers with mesothelioma or lung cancer, you can fight back. Levy Phillips & Koenigsberg is a pioneer in asbestos litigation, winning some of the largest verdicts in the country.
Call for your free mesothelioma guide with 2 DVDs and over 100 pages of legal and medical information.
Top of the Rock Observation Deck, New York's most breathtaking view. Explore 3 floors of indoor and outdoor decks. Touch the sky 70 stories above it all. An experience you'll never forget. This is your New York. Top of the Rock Observation Deck at Rockefeller Center.
Hey fans, it's time for the Toyota Text Poll. Tonight's question is, with Heath Bell being an injury replacement, who do you think will win the final vote for the National League All-Star team? You can text your vote to 58772. Now here are your candidates: Carlos Gonzalez, Joey Votto, Billy Wagner, or Ryan Zimmerman. Standard text rates, messaging rates apply. I think the sentimental choice is Joey Votto.
He's having a big year, Kenny. I mean, he's got to get on that team.
With Cervelli coming to the plate leading it off, and this is what happened between innings as A.J. Burnett had a smooth bottom of the first, talking with pitching coach Dave Island. There's some smiles there. That's always a good sign. 2 balls and no strikes to Cervelli.
Kenny, I think A.J.'s the one guy that Dave Island, pitching coach, really works with in between innings.
His pitch is fouled off.
Tries to keep him on track mechanically. Whether Dave sees something that he likes or he doesn't like, he'll have constant conversations. Dave was away for his little absence there. I thought A.J. might have been the one who suffers the most.
Cervelli hits this one well to center field. Crisp is on the move, still on the move, and runs it down. Coco Crisp. Flashing the speed and leather in center field. One down.
Coco Crisp got robbed by Brett Gardner to lead off the ball game for the A's, and he repays the favor to Francisco Cervelli, who hits a rocket to center field. And Crisp does a nice job just turning around, running to a spot, keeping his eye on the ball. And it ends up being a relatively easy play for him. Covered a lot of ground to get to that fly ball.
Cervelli hit that one on the nose. Here's Brett Gardner, as Flash told you, the only left-handed hitter in the Yankee lineup tonight. Lefties are hitting just 146 against Gonzalez. Fastball is outside, ball 1.
This is an incredible number compared to last year. Lefties hit 340 against Gonzalez, so he's made a big-time adjustment. That would tell me pitching in a little bit more with his fastball.
There's a strike. Levels accounted 1-1. We saw the smiles of A.J. Burnett talking with Dave Island. You know, opponents were hitting 361 against A.J. in the first inning this year, so that's a good inning. 1-2-3, set down the A's. That pitch misses inside. 2 balls and a strike.
You know, obviously you like the 1-2-3 inning for A.J., but I like the location on his fastball a little bit better. You know, that's a good sign for me. Locating in Your Dave Island, that's something you're constantly looking for. Has to be pretty pleased.
Gardner lines one, and this is into left field for a base hit. So that lefty average against Gonzalez is going to go up a tick or two on the solid single by Brett Gardner. Of course, he takes a lot of speed over the first base.
Well, in our scouting report, I said, Brett Gardner, you are on your own, buddy. The only lefty in the lineup. Well, repays Joe Girardi with some confidence, driving the ball the other way. Nice piece of hitting. Led off the last two ball games, or the first two ball games in this series, batting 8th tonight, picks up a base hit.
Here's Ramiro Pena as Robinson Cano gets the evening off, at least to this point. Toss over the first base. Gardner's back.
Pena getting the start at second base. Robinson Cano getting a night off. Kenny, we saw Robinson last night. Didn't have really good at bats.
Strike one to Pena.
I think a nice job by Joe Girardi, kind of recognizing maybe time for a day off. Looking forward to the All-Star game. Robinson's going to be a starter.
I think Cano had played in every game and started every game but one. Hit hard through the middle and into center field for a base hit. So Pena will move Gardner up to second base. Back-to-back singles for the Yankees here in the second inning. And once again, Gio Gonzalez is facing some heat from the Yankee offense.
Well, nice job by Pena. You get a spot start here for Robinson Cano. First at bat, you just drive it right back up the middle. They talked about Gonzalez. The scouting report would be fastballs away and curveballs down and in. Pena does a nice job not trying to pull him, just drives it right back up the middle.
They were talking about Cano getting the night off and facing a lefty tonight. A good spot to take him out of the lineup. But Robbie, in the last 2 years, has hit at least 10 home runs against lefties. The last Yankee left-handed hitter to do that is here tonight. Hit at least 10 home runs in back-to-back seasons against left-handed pitching.
And he lives out this way.
Oh, yeah. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, there he is.
There he is, Reggie Jackson. We'll give you the numbers in just a second. Pitch to Jeter is the ball. Reggie in 1979 hit 10 home runs against lefties. Well, 10. But the next year in 1980 hit 19 home runs against left-handed pitching. Mr. October. Jeter takes a pitch, and that just missed, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Derek has hit better against lefties this year. You see his overall average at 277, but tonight he started out with a 333 batting average against left-handed pitching. He's got 2 men on and 1 out here in the second. Pitch is driven down the right field line, but twisting foul.
Well, the Oakland A's shading Derek Jeter a little bit towards right field. Crisp setting up a little bit towards right center. Sweeney down the line. Gonzalez throws a little curveball. A lot of room here for Derek Jeter in the gaps.
Plenty of room down the left field line, too. 21 strikes, 20 balls. No throw on the aborted pickoff attempt. Jeter drove in a run last night. He had gone 19 games without an RBI. He grounded into a force play with the bases loaded and picked up his 40th run batted into the year. On the ground to the right side, Ellis has it, throws the second for 1 on the first, and it's an inning-ending double play. Neatly turned by the Oakland A's. The Yankees leave 1 runner after picking up a couple of hits. No score.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Yankees fans, get the inside scoop on everything Yankees by subscribing to Yankees Magazine. For just $49.99, you'll receive 8 issues of exclusive articles, interviews, and photos you won't find anywhere else. To subscribe to Yankees Magazine or to purchase other Yankees Publications products, call 1-800-GO-YANKS or log on to Yankees.com today.
Hey, Volley for serve.
Friendly competition runs on Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin' with our refreshing Coolada flavors. Mix and match your favorites to create the perfect icy treat today. America runs on Dunkin'. Try our new donut flavors today. Now 6 for only $3.99.
Oh, how Fios takes your HD higher. To a 100% fiber optic picture. To more HD channels than cable. It's also the ultimate on-demand HD movie experience with the Movie Poster Gallery. And the ability to search your HD titles by content or actor, not just title. By changing that old cable technology, your HD TV can finally reach its lofty potential. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/Fios.
I've got my bags packed, got my surfboard, Tommy Bahama, got my flip-flops. The only thing I don't have now is my ticket to the All-Star game, and that's up to you, the fans. So help me get the final vote at Yankees.com. Don't forget, send Swish.
Hey, Yankee fans, you have the final say. Vote for Nick Swisher as the final American League All-Star. Go to Yankees.com and cast your 2010 All-Star Game final vote. Send Nick Swisher to the All-Star Game in Anaheim. Voting ends at 4 p.m. That's tomorrow, July 8th. Send Swish. First pitch at the bottom of the second inning. I love that commercial. And before the game today, the Yankee coaches were doing their best to send Swish. There's David Robertson, Ramiro Pena, Kevin Russo, all voting online. His teammates are helping him out, trying to send Swish to Anaheim. All-Star game will be next Tuesday night.
But I hear the difference is less than 1%.
Yeah, he has the lead. But that doesn't mean that Kevin Youkilis is not getting more votes, or the other candidates for the final spot on the All-Star team. Pitch is fouled off by Kurt Suzuki, and the count is 1-2. It's nice. Your teammates have your back. They're helping you out.
Everybody wants to send Swish to Anaheim. We'll find out tomorrow, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, Jack Curry had interviewed Swish on the pregame show today. 1-2 pitch, a little chopper, and the ball comes up off a home plate and hits Suzuki in the face. Maybe around the jaw area. Man, that can't feel good.
Well, the interesting thing, A.J. Burnett throws Suzuki a changeup, and it's really been a pretty much non-existent pitch for A.J. early on this year. But he drops a changeup down and away. You see Suzuki going down, chops it off the plate, hits his chin. The catcher, you're used to dealing with some of those things behind the plate. Not used to that happening while you're hitting.
Man. Trainer Steven Sales is out there checking on Suzuki right now, as we saw different. He's flexing his jaw. Suzuki, he plays just about every game.
Yeah,
right?
he's a gamer.
Just seeing if he can move his jaw around without too much pain. You don't want to have to go that milkshake route. You ever break your jaw, Flash?
No, never.
Me neither. Yeah, it looks like you're right. He's a gamer. Looks like he's going to hang on, or is he leaving?
He's going to hang
in
there.
Hang. It'll take a few more minutes here. As much pain as you go through behind the plate catching, you don't expect to take your lumps while you're actually hitting. It's Landon Powell, the backup catcher, who's stretching. Just in case Suzuki's going to come out of the game, but it looks like he's got his helmet on. He's getting back in there.
Yeah, interesting, Kenny, though, that A.J. threw a changeup. And, you know, maybe this has become a little part of the conversation with Dave Island. Hey, your changeup was good in spring training. Kind of got away from it, got off to a good start, and you didn't need it. Well, let's reintroduce it. Find it odd that he threw it to a right-handed batter here early in this ball game, but this might be a conscious effort. Introduce a new pitch.
1-2 pitch, breaking ball, hit in the air to center field for Gardner. Lazy fly ball as he comes on, makes the catch, And there's one out. A.J. Burnett has retired the first 4 Oakland Athletics in the ball game.
Batting in the 5th position, designated hitter, number 32, Jack.
Still flexing the jaw as he heads back to the dugout. Now the last thing he wants is a foul ball off his mask.
That's what you would worry about. And you see he's clearly not happy with the fly ball and the discomfort that he's going through. But that's what I'm sure the trainers will worry about, foul balls off the mask.
Here's Jack Cust, the designated hitter, looking for his first hit in the series. He's 0 for 7. And he takes a pitch from A.J. Burnett for a strike. Cust, another A's hitter who does not have good numbers against A.J. Burnett. 1 for 13 with 6 strikeouts. But the one hit, like Coco Crisp, was a home run.
Yeah, well, the A's are looking for a few more home runs from Cust. You see he only has 2. A team that lacks a lot of power.
Fouled off. This will make the seats, and Burnett jumps ahead on the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
52 home runs as a club is not a good number, but Jack Cust, once he gets hot, gets going, is a power hitter. The A's looking for that in the second half.
Now, we mentioned the A's are wearing the alternate black uniforms tonight. We're used to seeing them in the Kelly green, but from what I understand, the black uniforms are going to go away after this year. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Francisco Cervelli, and that is the second strikeout for A.J. Burnett tonight.
I think this is the second changeup. Yeah, it looks like it was. Good action down and away from Jack Cust. And I'm sure when the A's were going through scouting reports, it's a combination fastball, curveball. Well, not tonight. A changeup has been reintroduced early on in this game.
Cust had that look after he struck out like,
what was that?
What was that? Here's Kevin Kuzminoff. And the first pitch is blown away for ball 1.
Kenny, if you're a pitching coach or a catcher and you talk before the game how you want to reintroduce a pitch, you just want some early success. And AJ's gotten it already with 2 changeups, 2 good ones. That'll boost the confidence.
Pitch is fouled back by Kuzminoff, and it's a ball and a strike. The A's were looking for Kuzminoff to supply some power. He does lead the A's in runs batted in with 40. His last 3 years were with the San Diego Padres, and he averaged about 20 home runs a year. He's got 8 thus far this year. There's a curve, and that misses. 2 balls and a strike. The A's, well, 52 home runs. That's the lowest total in the league. Mariners are next at 53. Pitch is hit on the ground for Derek Jeter. Another 1-2-3 inning for A.J. Burnett. He sets the A's down in order here in the second. At the end of 2 here at Oakland, there is no score.
Their West Coast road trip rolls on as the Bombers get ready for a battle in Seattle. Tomorrow, it's the first of 4 from Safeco as Swisher takes on his right field counterpart Ichiro and looks to make an all-star statement. Yankees, Mariners. Coverage starts tomorrow at 9:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame.
Only on Yes.
People don't just come to GE Capital for money. They come to us for help. At GE Capital, we've been financing Taylor guitars for over 8 years, helping them build a strong dealer network, bringing music to people. I like that.
I didn't know you could play.
I didn't either.
Day one storm, and it was beautiful. So look, see the sights that you like.
AT&T covers 97% of all Americans. This summer, get the exclusive Samsung Stride for just $19.99, only from AT&T.
Now lease a new 2010 Ford Fusion for just $189 a month for 24 months. Just $189 a month. Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
NYY Steak is located at Gate 6 of Yankee Stadium. It's a great place to host your next corporate event, birthday party, and much more. NYY Steak will be hosting a Ridge Wine tasting dinner on July 14th. Please call 646-977-8325 for reservations or visit NYYsteak.com for details. We had the steak one night in the booth. That was
it was good.
Tasty.
Had a couple of meals at NYY Steak have been outstanding. As Nick Swisher leading off the third inning, ahead in the count 2-0. Nick picked up the first base hit of the ball game. A line drive to right field, and he smokes this one down the left field line. It's going to be a fair ball. Turning around first, heading into second. So Nick Swisher will be 2 for 2 with a single and now a leadoff double here in the third.
Yeah, well, yet another reason to send Swish. Swisher's had a good series here. Now has 4 hits. He's 4 for 10 here in Oakland. Used to play for the A's. He's having one of those remember me series. You come back to a place where you played before and just wear them out.
Well, another base runner for the New York Yankees, Gio Gonzalez, has been in trouble the first 2 innings. The same story here in the third. Facing Mark Teixeira, who worked a walk his first at bat.
And Teixeira, with that walk, has now reached safely in 28 straight games.
He drives this one to right field. Sweeney on the run underneath. It's going to make the play. Nick Swisher tagging up the throw into third base, and he's going to be safe. A nice piece of base running by Nick Swisher, getting himself to third base with only 1 out.
One reason it was so good, because there wasn't much time to react. This was more or less a line drive, and Swisher, knowing the situation, trying to get to third base with 1 out, and does so just ahead of the tag. Swish tags up, headed for third. Sweeney's got a good arm, and you can see Robbie Thompson saying, "Get down." And Swish is at third with 1 out. Just ahead of the tag by Kevin Kuzminoff.
With 1 out, it'll bring up Alex Rodriguez, who walked his first at bat, and the A's are going to bring the infield about halfway. Gonzalez drops a curveball in there for strike 1. We mentioned it the first 2 games of this series. The A's, a team that has trouble scoring runs. Bring the infield halfway. Another curveball that just misses.
Yeah, Alex has been driving in runs at a rapid clip of late. 23 runs batted in his last 14 games.
Well, the RBI numbers are there. 67. Swings and misses at a curveball down in the dirt.
3 straight hooks.
Well, we saw his first at bat. Gonzalez got ahead and tried to put Alex away with 3 straight hooks, and he missed. The obvious game plan and scouting report, go with the curveball. Maybe a possibility here with 2 strikes to freeze him with a fastball. Alex Rodriguez just trying to put the ball in play, pick up an RBI, takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 3, and Alex Rodriguez does not look happy with that call.
It was sort of a delayed call by Jerry Lane. He didn't ring him up right away. There's the target, and you saw Suzuki just with a deft move of the glove. That's a John Flaherty move. Watch this. Bring the glove back towards the strike zone and got the call.
Actually, a lot of movement there with that glove, Kenny. A lot of times you move the glove that much, you will not get the call. But Suzuki got it. Gonzalez drops a first pitch curveball in there to Jorge Posada.
You laugh, but you did that before.
That was best parts of my job right there, stealing some pitches. Another curveball and another strike. So Kenny Gonzalez, a guy who's gotten in trouble every inning here so far, but has been able to work his way out of it.
He does his best pitching with men in scoring position.
Nick Swisher taking his lead off third. And it's another curveball down in the dirt, and Gonzalez picks up another strikeout, his 4th on the evening. So he's gotten in trouble the first 3 innings, but has been able to work his way out of it. We'll be back for the bottom of the third.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Come out to Yankee Stadium in 2010 to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. Don't miss a Yankee Stadium tradition on Tuesday, July 20th. When the Yankees play the Angels, it's Cap Night, with the first 18,000 fans 21 and older receiving a Yankees cap, courtesy of Budweiser. In 2010, come home to Yankee Stadium, the home of champions.
For years, food companies have been doing some pretty crazy things to make their food look good in ads.
None of it does a thing to make the pizza taste any better.
So starting now, Domino's is changing the way we photograph our pizza.
With pizza this good, you don't need all that nonsense. You just need sauce with a little zip, plenty of real cheese, and a garlic-seasoned crust.
In fact, we're so confident in our pizza, we want you to shoot our photos. Just order up 2 mediums with 2 toppings for $5.99 each and send us your shots.
Domino's, what you see is what you get.
Hey fans, let's take a look at our upcoming schedule, brought to you by Acela Express. Enjoy the journey. Yankees going to finish up here in Oakland, head to Seattle for 4 games. And then the All-Star break for 4 days. And then the Tampa Bay Rays will come in for a 3-game set, the 16th, 17th, and 18th. And remember, July 17th, Old Timers Day at 2 o'clock, right here on Yes. Looking forward to Seattle. Our Jack Curry will be in Seattle. And Jack Curry is also down by the Yankee dugout. He's had a great view the last couple of nights down by that dugout for the bottom of the 3rd. Got a good shot of you, Jack, by some of the Yankee personnel there. And you know what, Jack? A lot of conversation today coming to the ballpark about Robinson Cano. Will he participate in the home run derby? He said he wanted to. What's your take down there?
The final answer, Flash, is that Robinson Cano will not participate in the home run derby. It's something that he definitely wanted to do. He talked to us about it yesterday. It's something the Yankees didn't want him to do because Robinson has been dealing with some back stiffness. So the Yankees put out the word today that he would not be competing in the home run derby. Cano was a little disappointed because he felt like the media heard about that before he did. But the Yankees side of it was that they told Cano's agent, and his agent said that he would get the word to Cano. So there was some back and forth. Finally, there was a conference call between Girardi, Cano, and Cashman, and they ironed things out. And Cano said, listen, I want to do what's best for the team. I want to be ready for the second half. I don't want to get hurt. And Cashman said, hey, this guy's been our MVP. We can't risk putting him out there when he's fighting a lower back stiff situation.
Well, I guess the bottom line, Jack, he will play in the game. He just won't participate in the home run derby.
Right. He's really excited about being there, Flash. He's going to start at second base, so he will be there for the game. But the Yankees just didn't want to risk that exhaustive process of going through the home run derby and taking swing after swing after swing.
Now, Jack, did you sense any disappointment in Cano's not being able to participate in the...
Oh, yes, Kenny, definitely. When we first talked to him in the clubhouse, he was very disappointed, and in fact, he thought he was still going. He said, I'm hearing this from you guys. I haven't heard it officially from the Yankees. As I said, Joe Girardi and Cashman, then he went into Girardi's office. They had a conference call, and they settled the situation that way.
Well, Robinson Cano gets a night off as Ramiro Pena is taking his spot, and Mark Ellis hits a pop-up. Looks like Francisco Cervelli underneath it for the first out here in the 3rd inning. Now, Jack, we talked the first night of the series about Ben Sheets' possibility that he might be traded from this Oakland A's team. Let's turn it to the Yankees. If they were going to make a move at the deadline, what do you think it would be?
Flash, I think they're looking bullpen and they're looking bench. But if they had to prioritize one of the areas, it would be trying to strengthen that bench. You look at a situation like tonight where they gave Cano the night off. They love Ramiro Pena defensively, but he's not bringing much offensively. So the type of thing they would like to do is to get a player, and I'm just going to give a type of player, not that it would necessarily be this guy, a guy like Jerry Hairston, a guy they could turn to last year who would give them both the defensive side and a little pop in the bat. So I could see them doing something like that, trying to strengthen their bench.
As Watson hits a little humpback liner right at Ramiro Pena for the second out here in the 3rd inning.
Now, finally, Jack, tonight's starting pitcher for the Oakland A's, and something about him being in a movie. I really don't get this. Give us the lowdown.
We need a long at bat here, Kenny, because we've got to get through this story. Gio Gonzalez, who is obviously, as you said, pitching for the A's tonight. I saw a movie earlier this year at the Tribeca Film Festival called Nice Guy Johnny. It's about a sports talk show host from Oakland whose girlfriend wants him to quit because she thinks it's a dead-end job. Well, during one of his monologues, he talks about the A's, and he talks about being a big fan and saying, hey, come out and watch Gio tonight. So I told Gio Gonzalez this story innocently enough, and I couldn't believe how excited he got. He said, "You just made my day." He said, "That's like the best news anyone has ever told me." He said, "Other than getting called up, that's the best news I've ever gotten." And I was stunned at how excited he was. The movie, by the way, is from Ed Burns. He's a New York filmmaker. He was in Saving Private Ryan. His first movie was Brothers McMullen. So I have a message for Ed Burns, too, guys. Gio wants a DVD. He wants a copy of this movie. He wants to hear his name mentioned in the movie.
Well, he's lucky he doesn't want residuals. Yeah.
Exactly.
And Jack, you said the name of the movie was Nice Guy Johnny?
It's called Nice Guy Johnny. I've seen it. It's a really good movie. And the kid, I don't want to ruin it, but anybody who likes sports, likes a little romance, a little comedy, it's a very good movie.
Certainly named after Flaherty, I guess.
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about Nice Guy Johnny in the booth. I guess not. But, Jack, thank you very much for your good stuff down there. Enjoy the view by the Yankee dugout.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
We'll see Jack on the postgame tonight with Bob Lorenz. As A.J. Burnett really cruising in this ball game. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the third, facing Cliff Pennington, the A's shortstop. Fouls off a fastball.
So Gio Gonzalez in a movie.
You ever been in a movie, Kenny?
Not me. Now let me think. But one of my baseball cards was in a movie. The movie was The Pallbearer.
Okay.
I can't remember who the actors and actresses were in the movie, but they showed one of my baseball cards in the background.
Outstanding. Let's take a look at our Home Depot hitter scanner report on Pennington. He #1 Aggie, first pick in 05 for the A's. And he's proving that he belongs. 427 over his last 23 games, so offensively doing the job. A little room for improvement. Has made 11 errors, which is tied for the American League lead among shortstops. And he takes ball 4, a fastball that just misses, so it'll be the first base runner for the A's tonight. A 2-out walk, Cliff Pennington.
Well, this is A.J.'s first time working from the stretch in this game. Sometimes it's an adjustment for a pitcher who's gone for a while from the windup.
He's going to have to pay attention to Pennington. Talked about Rajah Davis, who is leading the club in stolen bases. Pennington has 12 stolen bases, has only been thrown out twice, so A.J. is going to pay attention to him. And you get the feeling, Kenny, with this A's ball club, and we saw the 52 home runs that is least in the American League. Start thinking they might have to start sending some runners and force the issue a little bit if you're Bob Guerin, the manager. Try to make some things happen on the base paths. Pennington not running. Crisp takes a fastball for ball 1.
By the way, in that movie, The Pallbearer, David Schwimmer was in it, and Gwyneth Paltrow. I've just been informed by the truck.
Just been informed by Bob Lorenz, who sent me a text trying to fill you in on that information too.
Bob is all over it, isn't he?
Telling you, doing this homework in the studio. Pennington not running. Good fastball from A.J. Burnett for strike 1.
Yeah, A.J. has that sort of high leg kick, and sometimes the runners on base will take advantage of that.
Coco Crisp 0 for 1. Brett Gardner made an outstanding play in center field, actually left center field, covering some ground to rob Crisp of a base hit. It's Francisco Cervelli going through the signs. Pennington a decent lead. A.J. Burnett's going to step off.
By the way, my baseball card did not have a speaking part in that movie.
There goes Pennington. It'll be a curveball down and in, gets away from Francisco Cervelli. And Pennington, who dove head first, did not see the ball get by Cervelli, so he stays at second. A little bit of a break for the Yankees.
You watch Derek Jeter at the tail end of this. His pitch gets away, and Jeter's aware of it, but Pennington is not. So when the ball is not going to second base, Jeter will fake as though he's making a tag on the runner. The ball gets away from Cervelli. Pennington has his 13th stolen base of the year. Jeter did not want him to go any further, so he fakes as though he has the ball. Pennington stays at second.
It'll be a 2-1 to Coco Crisp. Fastball slapped the other way. It's going to be a base hit. Marcus Timms comes up with it. Pennington around third. The throw is going to be cut off by Alex Rodriguez. So the Oakland A's pick up their first run on the first base hit of the ball game by Coco Crisp, a 2-out RBI base hit.
Well, that stolen base was big as Pennington got himself into scoring position, and Crisp does the rest. This is only Coco's second hit, but you can see it's not a particularly good pitch. It's up and out over the plate, and he slashes it through Jeter, through the hole and in the left field by A-Rod and by Jeter. And the A's are up 1-0.
The more we've seen of the A's in this series, you might start thinking in the second half, this is the type of baseball offensively they're going to have to play. Force the issue on the base paths. Crisp, a threat to run. He has 5 stolen bases, has been thrown out once.
Well, we talked about A.J. throwing out of the stretch for the first time, and the pitch was left up where Crisp could get to it.
So A.J., who had been cruising through the first 8 outs of this ball game, misses with a fastball.
Now, Coco Crisp has stolen more bases against the Yankees than any other team. He's stolen 19 bases in his career against the Yankees. It's more than he's had against any other opponent.
A.J. throws over again, and we talked about it early in this series that Crisp has had some tightness in his hamstring. He's had some injury problems this year. We'll see how he's feeling tonight. Possibly going for his 6th stolen base of the year. Decent lead, leaning on that right leg. Another throw over, and it gets away from Mark Teixeira. We talked about all the foul territory here. Crisp around second, heading to third. He will get there easily as Mark Teixeira throws it into Francisco Cervelli. So it'll be an error, and it looks like it's going to be charged to A.J. Burnett.
There's a throw into the runner. Yeah, but it's behind Crisp. And with his speed, he's easily going to make it to third. Teixeira's got a long run out by the Yankee bullpen to run this one down. And then he'll get the ball back in. He'll throw it to Cervelli, knowing that Coco Crisp is easily going to get to third base. You see where Alex Rodriguez is pointing? He's pointing to throw the ball home. But there was no, the throw got away from Cervelli on the way. There was nobody backing up. A.J. Burnett did not move to back up.
Well, we talked about Crisp and wondering how his legs feel. They look pretty good coming around second base, Kenny. Had some tightness early in this series, but looks pretty good tonight.
Yeah, my legs should be that tight.
Yep. Taking his lead off at third, and it's a 1-0 curveball for a strike. Derek Barton struck out his first at bat against A.J. Burnett. So the A's lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Another curveball misses down and in. Barton, a good hitter here at home in Oakland. Batting average just under 300 at 299. And it's another curveball and another ball down and in. So A.J., who had 24 pitches in the first 2 innings, has thrown 22 here in the third. He gets a ground ball to Mark Teixeira, who's going to work his way out of this inning. But A.J. Burnett gave up a hit, a run. He had an error in this inning, and the A's now lead 1-0.
Aching for steak and bacon? Try the Subway Steak and Bacon Melt and build your better breakfast with the new Steak and Bacon Muffin Melt with, oh yeah, bacon. Crank up the flavor at Subway.
Oh no! The movers are here! And we're not ready! But where's the third mover?
Ben-Hur Movers give you free binding estimates for hassle-free moving on big and small jobs. Insured careful packing. Crating. Local and long distance. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Bye, Ben-Hur!
of alternative energies out there, like solar and wind power.
That gave us the idea for Ocean Spray Cran Energy Juice Drink. It's a better-for-you energy drink because it's made with the great-tasting goodness of real cranberries.
And we added green tea for extra energy. That's one tasty energy source.
Cran Energy Cranberry Energy Juice Drink. The great-tasting, better-for-you energy drink.
Well, we are back for the top of the fourth, and that means it's time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. And our question tonight, Alex Rodriguez hit his third Grand Slam of the season last night. Which three Yankees have hit 4 or more Grand Slams in a single season? We will have that answer for you in the bottom of the fourth. I know one of those Yankees. I'm terrible with these questions, Kenny. So
I think I know 2 of them.
The Yankees trailing 1-0. They've out-hit the A's early on 4-1. Gio Gonzalez has gotten himself into trouble each of the first 3 innings, but has been able to work his way out of it. Marcus Thames hits a shot down the left field line. It's going to be a fair ball. They take a big turn around first, but hold with a base hit here to lead off the 4th inning.
Yeah, Matt Watson in left field was playing deep and over towards the line and was positioned perfectly. See where this pitch is. It's going to be in and up. And Marcus Thames, remember he broke his bat his first time. He was a little quicker this time. Recognizes and drills it into left field. Ball had some hook on it. Watson's going to go over and cut it off before it gets to the wall. And since he was positioned perfectly, that's why it was only a single.
You see that pitch count up to 57 already for Gonzalez. First 3 innings have been a lot of work, and here a leadoff base hit by Marcus Thames. Be pitching out of the stretch again to Francisco Cervelli, who hit a bullet to center field. Coco Crisp made a nice running play. First pitch swinging, fouls one off down the right field line. Jorge Posada got the start behind the plate last night. Francisco Cervelli back behind the dish tonight.
One thing I appreciate about Cervelli, you know, his ability to hit with runners in scoring position. He's got 30 runs batted in. He's only got 47 hits.
And he bunts. It'll be foul. Suzuki makes the play in foul territory.
Maybe trying to catch Kuzman off sleeping at third base. And
be behind in the count. 0-2 now.
Cervelli reminds me of one of those players who'll do whatever it takes. Need a bunt, I'll get a bunt down. Surprise bunt for a base hit, I can do that. Maybe the only thing, don't look for too much power.
Curveball down, nice block by Suzuki. Oh, Kenny, Cervelli's a perfect player on a winning team, right? Where you don't ask him to do too much offensively. Just catch, throw, work a staff, and like you said, get the big hits with runners in scoring position. Batting average has come down since that hot start, but still 30 RBIs. Takes another curveball that misses. Marcus Thames taking his lead. Gonzalez is ready, and it's a fastball hit right at the second baseman Ellis. Over to Pennington, over to Barton. It'll be a 4-6-3 double play. So again, Gonzalez had a lot of base runners tonight, but has picked up some big strikeouts and a couple of double plays.
Yeah, getting the double plays to help get him out of trouble. But as Flash said, the pitch count is getting up there early in the ball game. You can see the pressure put on Pennington by Marcus Thames, trying to break up the double play, but Pennington, watch him just sling out of the way, sling his body out of the way, and make the relay first, the throw to first to Barton for the double play.
Well, Kenny, you talk about Pennington. He's got a strong throwing arm from shortstop.
You can see his arm was a #1 draft pick.
Yeah, been showing it off this whole series.
Out of Texas A&M University, down at College Station, Texas. You ever been there?
Never been there.
Yeah, I went there for a college regional semifinal in one of those regional tournaments. Man, it's one of the hottest places I've ever been.
Always have a quality baseball program there at Texas A&M.
And Chuck Knobloch went there. I was looking for the statue of Chuck.
Good curveball to Brett Gardner for strike 2. Brett picked up a base hit his first at bat. Nice line drive the other way. Gonzalez has done a good job against left-handed batters. Brett, the only lefty in the lineup tonight, but has already picked up a base hit. Takes a curveball down and away.
Gardner's done a pretty good job against left-handers this year. With the 1-for-1, he's up over 260 against lefties.
So it'll be a 2-2 with 2 outs to Brett Gardner. Another curveball and another block by Suzuki. Gonzalez loves that curveball. 28% of his pitches on the year have been this curveball.
You watch Suzuki, he always has a very good form. Now, he didn't look particularly graceful on this one, but he does stop it. Very solid defender.
It'll be a 3-2 to Brett Gardner. Fastball misses. So Gonzalez, who got ahead in the count, could not put Brett Gardner away. And again, another base runner for the New York Yankees as Kurt Young, pitching coach, looking on.
That is the 3rd walk handed out by Gonzalez tonight, and I think the last guy you want to walk on the Yankees is Brett Gardner.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. You're kind of surprised Kenny Gonzalez went with that 2-2 curveball to Brett Gardner. Like you said, the 24 stolen bases. Now you got to worry about him at first base. Surprised he didn't go right at him with his fastball, but Brett works a walk, not running on the first pitch, and another nice block by Suzuki.
Yeah, that was a excellent block because of the fact that a runner's on base now. Suzuki picking up the pace defensively. He is tremendous on blocking pitches in the dirt. Not only does he block this one, he catches it in the glove. Very quick behind home plate.
Ramiro Pena 1-for-1, and Gardner is running. It's a fastball in. Suzuki comes up with a throw. It short hops Pennington. Short hops Ellis. Ball gets behind. Pennington backing up, so it'll be a stolen base for Brett Gardner, his 25th.
And going on the first movement, and Suzuki actually asked Jerry Lane, was there any interference on this play? And there wasn't any because the ball's inside. Suzuki has to throw over Pena. Pena does duck to get out of the way, so there's no interference. See, Pena ducks, gives him some room. You know what? He didn't even have to do that. He was within his rights to stand up there in the box.
Pena takes a fastball for strike 1.
By the way, that was stolen base number 25. They are the league leaders. Pretty good relay team right there.
Brett Gardner in scoring position with 2 outs. Taking a pretty decent lead there at second base. Is not running. Pena takes a fastball down for ball 3. 72 pitches already. Gio Gonzalez has not given up a run to this point. 5 hits for the Yankees. Ramiro Pena has gotten his batting average up over 200, 203. 9 RBIs, looking for number 10. And he loops one into right field. Sweeney coming on. He's not going to be able to make the play. And Brett Gardner will score easily. So Ramiro Pena, who gets a spot start for Robinson Cano, 2 for 2. He picks up an RBI, first run for the Yankees.
Well, each team with a stolen base that leads to a run. And kind of an inside-out swing. Just kind of fought this one off and dropped it in front of Sweeney, who was playing fairly shallow in right field. And with Brett Gardner off with the crack of the bat with 2 outs, there's no chance to throw him out. Cuts the base as well, cuts third base, and scores the tying run.
Pena picking up a spot start here. Couple of hits. RBI gets the Yankees on the board. Tie ball game brings up Derek Jeter, who's 0 for 2. Hit a couple of ground balls at second base. One of those a double play. Takes a curveball down and in, and this one gets past Suzuki. Ramiro Pena will scamper to second base. Have to be a wild pitch.
Even Suzuki couldn't stop this one. And it's going to bring the pitching coach, Kurt Young, out to the mound. Almost hit Jeter in the foot.
Having a little conversation trying to calm Gonzalez down. You can see why the A's, they love his stuff. If he can harness it and throw it over the plate. Almost a catcher's nightmare behind the plate, Kenny. You got to cover a lot of ground back there.
You know, going into a game where he's going to pitch, or any other pitcher who has trouble with his control, as a catcher, you know you're going to have a kind of a rough night. A lot of pitches in the dirt. He's got a great curveball. The same can apply to A.J. Burnett. He's got a great curve, but it's going to be in the dirt from time to time.
Well, that's why I mentioned you feel like you have to cover a lot of ground because you can't really anticipate something down to one side of the plate. You're covering both sides. Fastball hit the other way. It's going to be a base hit for Derek Jeter. Ramiro Pena will score easily. Jeter takes a big turn, but is going to stay at first base. So a couple of 2-out RBI base hits by the middle of the infield for the Yankees, one by Pena and here by Derek Jeter.
So a base hit for Derek with a runner in scoring position gives the Yankees the lead. A stolen base leads to a run, and then a wild pitch leads to a run. There it is, right down the first base line by Barton. And the Yankees now have 7 hits and a couple of runs, and we're into the 4th inning.
They'll bring up Nick Swisher, who's had a nice evening so far. A base hit, a double. Batting average at .296. Takes a fastball for strike 1.
So Gonzalez's own wildness has kind of hurt him with a walk, a stolen base, a single, a wild pitch, and then a base hit.
Fastball misses. So the Yankees, who had a lot of opportunities early in this ball game, were 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. The first 3 innings are 2 for 2 here in the 4th. Kenny, I mentioned that those 2-out RBI base hits, deflating for a pitcher,
inflating for an offense.
Yeah.
They really get to pick up a club.
Can't help but looking at that pitch count, 78 with 2 outs in the 4th inning. The bullpen for the A's got some work last night. It looks like they're going to be involved tonight as a curveball misses badly up and away to Nick Swisher. A.J. Burnett looking on. Gave up a run in the bottom of the 3rd. His teammates have picked him up. And Nick Swisher rips one just foul. Swisher has been all over Gonzalez tonight.
I was about to say the same thing. He hasn't fooled Swish with very much. Swish has a single and a double. Both were hit well. This one didn't miss being a hit by much. Third base umpire Mike Winters with the call. As you can see, about a foot, maybe 2 feet foul.
So with a full count and 2 outs, Derek Barton, first baseman for the A's, going to play behind Derek Jeter. Derek will be off with the pitch. And it's another curveball that misses down and in. So Nick Swisher has had a perfect night so far. Base hit, double, and now a walk.
You know why he threw him a curveball there? Because he just smashed a fastball foul. So he went with his hook and walked him. He's having trouble with the control of the curve this inning.
41 strikes, 40 balls. Be tough to watch if you're Bob Guerin, the manager. You love this kid's stuff. Good fastball, great curve. Frustrating for an ex-catcher watching this guy with the control problems. As Mark Teixeira, first pitch swinging, drills one to center field. Chris back, and it's going to be out of here. A 3-run home run for Mark Teixeira. His 15th on the year. And the Yankees now lead 5-1.
Well, Flash, you've heard me mention this many times before, but how many times do you see a home run following a walk? If you're Mark Teixeira, an experienced hitter, you're looking for a fastball. After the 3-2 curveball walk, fastball is right down the middle, and he crushes it. Deep left center field, and the Yankees have had a big inning here. 5 runs here in the 4th as Coco Crisp is the last one to get a good look at it. We told you that Teixeira is beginning to heat up.
391 early on here in July. 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. As Alex Rodriguez takes a curveball for strike 2. Alex has walked in this ball game, has also struck out. And you have to remember the Yankees had 2 outs and nobody on after a double play here in the 4th inning, but have scored 5 runs. But Gio Gonzalez picks up another strikeout of Alex Rodriguez. But the damage has been done. Brett Gardner, a little small ball early, stealing a base. Pena drives him in with a base hit the other way. Derek Jeter at base hit the other way. The Yankees lead 5-1 with Mark Teixeira's home run.
I came across the shape-ups and my knees were feeling better. My back wasn't hurting quite as much. And I start feeling a lot better, and I think some crazy things all of a sudden. Maybe a comeback or 2.
Oh, how Fios takes your HD higher. To a 100% fiber optic picture. To more HD channels than cable. It's also the ultimate on-demand HD movie experience with the Movie Poster Gallery. And the ability to search your HD titles by content or actor, not just title. By changing that old cable technology, your HD TV can finally reach its lofty potential. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/Fios.
Before I decided to run for the Senate, I had a regular job. Okay, maybe not a regular job. I was the CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment, a soap opera that entertains millions every week. And everyone gets in on the action. That isn't real, but our problems are. Connecticut families are hurting. We're losing jobs because Washington politicians are spending money we don't have. Last year, Connecticut was 47th in job creation. We can do better. We've got to do better. It's time we rein in runaway Washington spending, pass a balanced budget amendment to control that spending long term, and then stop the income tax increases scheduled for the end of this year. We can't stop the spending and fix the mess if we send another big government politician to Washington. It's time to shake things up. It's time for something different. I'm Linda McMahon, and I approve this message.
We're back for the bottom of the 4th, and we have our answer to our New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. After the first pitch here to Ryan Sweeney, it's a fastball for strike 1. Remind you of the question. Alex Rodriguez hit his 3rd grand slam of the season last night. Which 3 Yankees have hit 4 or more grand slams in a single season? We'll have that answer for you after the pitch. Curveball misses.
Well, you mentioned Don Mattingly.
Yep.
Lou Gehrig has to be one. Yep. And Tommy Heinrich. 4 grand slams in 1948.
So A.J. Burnett now working with a 4-run lead as Sweeney takes a fastball up and away and drives it the other way. The base hit to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Only the 2nd hit for the Oakland A's tonight against A.J. Burnett.
Ball moving away. Looked like a 2-seam fastball, but it was up, and Sweeney got on top of it and drove it right through the hole in the left field. That's the 2nd left-handed batter to get a hit in that direction. Coco Crisp with an RBI single through that hole in the 3rd inning.
So it'll bring the cleanup hitter for the Oakland A's tonight, Kurt Suzuki, 0 for 1. Fastball for strike 1. Hit a routine fly ball to Brett Gardner, his first at bat.
Suzuki's got a little Band-Aid on his chin. That's the aftermath of him fouling the ball off the plate.
Curveball misses. So A.J. Burnett coming off a solid outing. His last outing against the Blue Jays. Looking good early on. Got himself in a little bit of trouble as Kurt Suzuki fouls off a fastball. A little bit of trouble in the third. Looking to rebound here in the fourth. Ahead in the count 1-2 on Kurt Suzuki. His pitching coach Dave Island looking on. Kenny, you have a 4-run lead against the Oakland A's. You have to feel pretty good about it. A team that doesn't score a lot of runs.
They last in the league in homers, so they can't have that just about instant rally against you.
Yankees have already taken the first 2 games of this series. It's a changeup, ground ball to Derek Jeter, over to Pena, over to Mark Teixeira. So A.J. Burnett reintroducing the changeup tonight. It's a 6-4-3 double play.
Well, he gets Suzuki out in front, and this is tailor-made. A couple of hops at Derek Jeter. Pena comes across the bag neatly, and they turn to double play. This is the pitcher's best friend. Nice flip about chin high, and delivers it to Mark Teixeira to erase the leadoff single.
Again, another changeup and another positive result for A.J. Burnett. So the confidence has to be rising with that pitch as he gets ahead in the count on Jack Cust. The first pitch fastball for a strike. Cust struck out his first at bat, and he struck out on that changeup from A.J. It's been a good pitch for him tonight. Another changeup and another foul ball, 88 miles an hour. I like the action on it, though, Kenny. Down and away.
Little fade. Who threw the best changeup to you?
Oh, boy. Some good ones. Good action down and away. The best changeup that I have ever caught, Trevor Hoffman.
Trevor Hoffman, okay.
Back with the San Diego Padres. One of those changeups that even when you knew it was coming, you still felt like you're jumping out for it. It was that good.
Did you jump out at it as a catcher too? Is it?
It was the first time that I had ever called a changeup expecting it to be slow and still was fooled the first time I caught it. It was actually traded in the middle of the season from the Tigers to the Padres, so I hadn't had a spring training or anything to work with Trevor Hoffman. First time I caught it in a safe situation, it had me out front. So it had the hitter out front, the catcher out front. The umpire was probably fooled.
And the fans.
And the fans, too. So 1-2 to Jack Cust. Curveball misses down and in.
You know, I had a good changeup back in the day. It was Oil Can Boyd. Very good changeup. He sort of had a herky-jerky motion, too, to begin with, and sold it to you.
Yeah, kind of jumped at you. Be a 2-2 to Jack Cust, and it's a good fastball right on the inner half. So A.J. Burnett gave up a leadoff hit in this inning, picked up a 6-4-3 double play, and then picks up another strikeout of Jack Cust. So the Yankees still leading 5-1.
Heard there's Green Mountain Coffee in the studio.
Yes orders it from WB Mason.
Thank you, Stanley.
Mason has the greatest online ordering.
Their site is P2P fully integrated and flash enabled.
Means it's fast. Really fast. Whoosh!
Could we be
trapped inside a WB Mason commercial?
You like your coffee flavored, right?
you know what I like.
You guys know you're on TV?
How does the GMC Sierra stay ahead of the competition? We were the first to develop a hydroform steel frame designed to increase payload and durability. And we have an Eaton automatic locking rear differential that maximizes traction and power. When you never compromise, you have nothing to hide. At the GMC Summer Event, get the best of the remaining 2010s and get 0% APR for 72 months. Or choose $5,000 cash back on most Sierras.
And now I'll turn it over to the Gecko.
Thank you, sir. As we all know, Geico has been saving people money on RV, camper and trailer insurance, as well as motorcycle insurance. Sorry. Technical difficulties.
What about this?
What's this one do? Maybe that one.
Okay, let's keep rolling. We run motorcycle insurance?
Take 15 minutes to see how much you could save on motorcycle, RV, and camper insurance.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. The Red Sox and Rays. Get a load of this. All-star closer Rafael Soriano unavailable for the Rays. He pitched the last 4 nights, so they go to starter Matt Garza to close things out. He gets Kevin Youkilis to line out to B.J. Upton. Ball game, Rays win at 6-4. Their first home series sweep, 3 games or more this season.
Well, thank you very much, Bob. As we go to the 5th inning here, how about that? That's a team effort. Matt Garza coming in, starting pitcher, closing out a ball game. As the Red Sox lose again. Here's Posada, who's 0 for 2. He has struck out a couple of times against Gio Gonzalez. It's a ball and a strike now. Our Kia Motors scoreboard. The Yankees up 5-1. They scored 5 runs in the 4th inning. If you're just joining us, the big blow, a 3-run home run by Mark Teixeira. Gonzalez with 80, well, now 88 pitches as he misses with a breaking ball and his 2 balls and a strike. Posada, Thames, and Cervelli for the Yankees here in the 5th. The Yankees are going for the sweep tonight. Posada takes low. Count is 2-2. Now the Yankees, it would be their 5th sweep of the season, but it would be their 1st sweep on the road. Three-one pitch is outside, ball 4, and a leadoff walk.
Well, we've seen pitching coach Dave Island talking a lot to A.J. Burnett in the dugout in between innings. Francisco Cervelli doing the same. Nice give and take back and forth here between a pitcher and a catcher. I'm sure talking about that changeup, Kenny, what they liked about it.
And we're going to have a pitching change here as Gonzalez will be leaving the ball game. Manager Bob Guerin's going to take him out and go to the bullpen. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Presenting the Cadillac Summer's Best sales event. A fantastic opportunity to get a great offer on a new Cadillac CTS sports sedan, the most acclaimed vehicle in its class, and a Car and Driver 10 Best 3rd year in a row. Summer brings out the best in all of us, so now's the perfect time to get behind the wheel of a brand new Cadillac. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer or CadillacTristate.com for this attractive offer.
RiverAdBlues.com covers everything from the minors to the majors. With daily game analysis and detailed player insights, RiverAdBlues.com is the most up-to-date blog for every die-hard Yankees fan. Get all your Yankees bases covered at RiverAdBlues.com.
Gio Gonzalez's night is over after 4+ innings. He walked the leadoff man here in the 5th. His call to the bullpen is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. 8 hits, 5 runs, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts, 90 pitches. This is almost a carbon copy of the first game he pitched against the Yankees back in April. The Yankees are going to go to the bench, and a pinch hitter is going to come up for Marcus Thames as the right-handed Brad Ziegler makes his 41st appearance of the year. Curtis Granderson will hit for Thames. And the first pitch is over the outside corner for a called strike.
Tough at bat right here for Curtis Granderson. I'm sure sitting on the bench, not expecting to be called upon in the middle innings.
Well, this works a couple of ways for Joe Girardi. He gets a left-handed hitter in there against a right-hander, and also will improve the Yankees on defense while they have the lead at 5-1.
An easier at bat for Granderson being a lefty.
Ball is hit in the air towards right center field. Coming on is Sweeney as well as Crisp. And it's going to be Crisp who makes the catch for the out. So there's one down here in the 5th inning. Well, we all know how well the Yankees have been playing. They've won 4 in a row coming into tonight. Had a 2-game lead in the Eastern Division. Manager Joe Girardi's team is 21 games over 500, 52-31. Well, we don't talk very much about the Yankees minor leagues as Francisco Cervelli will step in. And he takes a pitch for a ball, but the Yankee minor league teams are doing well. 4 of the 6 minor league affiliates of the Yankees are in first place.
Wow.
AAA Scranton, they've won 10 of their last 13 games. Cervelli takes another pitch downstairs for a ball. And they're in first place in the International League in the Northern Division.
Take a look at Ziegler in his motion, a little sidewinder. And have some good action down and away to the lefties.
Outside and maybe a little high. 3 balls and no strikes. Trenton, a Double-A team of the Yankees. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, and they're in first place in the Eastern League in their division. You want to go down to Tampa to the Florida State League? They won the first half as Cervelli takes a pitch for a strike. And they're in first place in the second half. They've only won 8 of their last 10. And finally, Staten Island in New York Penn League, short season league. They've won 8 in a row, and they're in first place. Cervelli hits a ground ball to third, hits the bag, and goes over the head of Kuzminov. Posada's going to stop at second. There, Cervelli has himself a base hit. Kuzminov seemed to be all lined up to make some sort of play, but it hits the bag, and Cervelli has himself a base hit.
Well, Francisco Cervelli will obviously take this. A little sinker down and in. Kuzminov going to play it on his backhand. Hits off third base, bounces over his head. Jorge Posada, who doesn't run as well as he did as a younger man, is going to stay at second base. Would have been interesting to see if Kuzminov had enough arm strength to get Cervelli, who runs well for a catcher.
Here comes Brett Gardner, who has a walk, scored a run. That was in the 4th inning, and also has himself a base hit. He's 1 for 1. 2 men on for the Yankees here in the 5th with 1 out. So as I was saying, the big league club doing well in the 4 of the 6 minor league affiliates. Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Trenton, Tampa, and Staten Island all in first place.
You know, Kenny, what do you think about that? There are different thoughts from different organizations. There are some organizations that say we really want our minor league teams to win. So it becomes a priority as Brett Gardner takes a fastball. Other organizations say we don't care about the winning. We want to develop players, make sure they're ready to help the big league team.
Here's my point. You want to develop winning players, and if you're used to winning in the minors, by the time you get to the big leagues, as Jerry Blevins, a left-hander, is warming up in the A's bullpen, you've got that winning mindset. There's a pitch for a call strike, and it's ball and 2 strikes. So developing players, yeah, that's good. You want to develop big league baseball players, but when they get to the big leagues, especially if you're coming to the Yankees, a winning organization, a winning big league team, you want them to know what winning's all about before they even get here.
You want it to be a priority, not necessarily your individual numbers and moving up the ladder.
Exactly.
You want to win championships at every level.
Because when you win championships, everybody benefits. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, coming up through the Red Sox system in the late 80s, early 90s, there was no emphasis on winning. It was all about developing prospects for the big league team. Different organizations. I'm sure it's changed a little bit now with Theo Epstein up in Boston, the general manager.
And the count is now full on Gardner, 3-2. The Yankees have effectively had their catchers on base in this inning. Posada, the DH tonight, is at second, and Cervelli, who's catching tonight, is at first. The 3-2 pitch is hit on the ground towards first. Barton has it, goes to second for 1. No relay to first by Pennington. Gardner got down there very quickly. And now it's going to be 2 down, but runners on the corners for the New York Yankees. Fans, this Saturday and Sunday, it's history in the making as Yes presents the first ever broadcast of baseball in 3D. The Yankees take on the Mariners live in Seattle. Yes will bring you the game as you've never seen it before. Presented by Panasonic and DirecTV. 3D coverage starts Saturday at 10. Call your cable or satellite provider for details on their 3D offering. Wow. 3D. I hope the announcers don't look like Shrek. Ramiro Pena is at the plate. Pena starting in place of Robinson Cano, is getting the night off tonight. A little break for the Yankee All-Star second baseman. And Pena's 2 for 2. He has scored a run and driven in a run. A couple of singles.
Look at that batting average, Kenny, up to 213 now.
Low and away. Good stop by Suzuki, and it's ball 1.
For a guy who spent a lot of time with his batting average on the interstate, I know it feels good for Pena to get that over 200. A couple of hits tonight.
You know, everybody's been on the interstates from time to time. Now, Pena's had a couple of 3-hit games in his career. He might have a few more at-bats to play with here tonight. The old fake to third and throw to first. And Gardner got back.
Kenny, you would think this would be a pretty easy stolen base opportunity for Gardner, as you see Ziegler doing the fake to third, back to first. With that delivery that we showed you, that little side underhand motion, pretty easy for Brett Gardner to get a good pitch to run on.
Not going, and the pitch is a call strike to Pena. That levels the count at a ball and a strike.
As a catcher, when you have a guy like Gardner you know can run, you sometimes tend to rush a little bit. Ziegler, who has that movement, good sinking fastball down, a sweeping slider, you really got to concentrate staying back to make a good throw.
Another check on Gardner. Brett already has 1 stolen base tonight, his 25th of the season. Pitch is foul back. Good swing by Pena. Now with Ziegler's delivery, it looks like you can get a pretty good jump against him.
It looks pretty quick to the plate. I'm thinking more the toughness for Suzuki behind the plate to actually receive, make a good throw with all that movement. See him going through the signs right there, letting his infielders know if he's going to actually throw to second base, maybe go for a pickoff of Posada at third. If Brett Gardner gets a good jump, he's going to have no play anyway. We'll see what happens.
There he goes, and the pitch is lined down the right field line, but foul. And Gardner's going to have to return to first base. Now, he's an exciting player, right? You could see the potential there when he came to camp a couple of years ago. Anybody can run that fast, can make things happen on his own. And now the Yankees have themselves a 300 hitter at the halfway point. He has scored 54 runs with the run that he scored tonight. He's not going this time. There's the throw to first, and he just got back. Very deceptive move by Ziegler.
Well, Brett Gardner's thinking about it. He kind of leans a little bit towards second base. Ziegler going over there to first. Strange, Kenny. Was that little the old third to first again? It didn't look like he went through the full fake to third.
Ball is popped up just behind second base. And Mark Ellis, the second baseman, puts it away, and the Yankees leave 2 men on here in the 5th inning. But at the end of 4 1/2, the Yankees have the lead. It's 5-1. 2 years ago, we said goodbye to our friend and colleague Bobby Mercer. Tomorrow night on Yes, don't miss a special updated edition of his Yankeeography, celebrating the life of this legendary member of the Yankees family. It's Yankeeography, Bobby Mercer, tomorrow night at 8:30, only on Yes. A.J. Burnett here in the bottom of the 5th inning deals to Kevin Kuzminoff and misses outside ball 1. Kuzminoff is 0 for 1. He grounded out to Derek Jeter. Burnett thus far has allowed a run on 2 hits. And this ball is fouled back and out of play. On our Kia scoreboard, the Yankees leading 5-1. They scored all 5 of their runs and had 4 of their hits in the 4th inning. Kuzminoff swings and misses, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Second night in a row, the Yankees have put a 5 spot on the board. They had a 5-run 3rd inning last night. Michael Wirtz up in the A's bullpen. That was punctuated by the grand slam by A-Rod tonight. A 3-run homer by Teixeira. That pitch is in the dirt. The count levels at 2-2.
He talked about the Yankees offensively, Kenny. I think coming into this ball game, really a lot of emphasis on A.J. Burnett following the lead of CC Sabathia, Javi Vasquez in this series. And so far, so good. Only a couple of hits, 1 run. A lot more change-ups than we're used to seeing.
Another pitch foul back.
Overall, body language looks good. Looks like he's in a pretty good rhythm with Francisco Cervelli. The Yankee coaching staff, manager Joe Girardi, has to be pleased early on here.
Curveball hit on the ground and towards the hole and through in the left field for a base hit. So Kuzminoff with a leadoff single is on base. Reminder that Yankee Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. And by the Vermont Department of Tourism. Your next Green Mountain adventure begins at VermontVacation.com. So Kuzminoff aboard for Mark Ellis, who popped out to Cervelli in the 3rd inning. 0 for 1 on the night. Takes a pitch outside for ball 1. What's been the most impressive thing about A.J. tonight, Flash?
Well, I think even that pitch right there that misses off the plate away to Ellis, at least A.J. when he's missing now, he's not running the ball back to the middle. He's missing off the plate away.
This ball is foul territory. And long run for Teixeira. This time he won't get it. Ball 1 hops into the seats. Teixeira made a couple of nice plays here last night, ranging over near the Yankee dugout.
He really did. And Mark Teixeira does a great job around the bag, is actually covering a lot of territory here in Oakland with all the foul territory. But even Kenny, that last fastball, 90 miles an hour, but it was located perfectly on the outside corner. Ellis couldn't do a whole lot with it. So I think when A.J., he's not making the mistakes middle of the plate tonight, especially with the fastball. It's good news.
That's inside for a ball. 2-1.
I would take a little bit less velocity and better location from A.J., and I think you'll see the results improve. Obviously, when you're locked in having one of those special nights, you're going to have a good fastball velocity-wise and location.
Three balls and a strike now on Ellis. Burnett in his career 2-3 against the Oakland A's. He has never won a game here in Oakland. Well, this would be a first if he wins in this ballpark. Three-one pitch, and Ellis pops it up into right field. Coming on is Nick Swisher. Settles and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Well, if you're A.J. against this lineup, not a lot of power, you can just challenge people. That was a fastball right down Broadway to Mark Ellis, saying, you know what, you have a couple of home runs on the year. You're going to have to beat me. He goes right down the middle. Nothing special, and Ellis just working underneath it. You can see the frustration. Easy out. I like his attitude, though. This challenges lineup.
Here's Matt Watson, recently recalled from Sacramento, and takes a pitch upstairs for ball 1. Watson was hitting .313 at AAA with 8 home runs and 23 runs batted in. From an A's standpoint, they like the fact that he was hitting .372 against right-handed pitching. He's got a kind of a high leg kick as he takes a pitch for a called strike.
Good opportunity for that changeup. We've talked about it early on in this game from A.J. A 1-1 count, usually a pretty popular count for a changeup. Looks like they're going to go with a fastball away instead.
And he hits the corner and jumps ahead of Watson. A ball and 2 strikes.
Everything just looks a little bit more together for A.J. tonight, even pitching out of the stretch. It's like he's a little simpler mechanically. The location is there.
Change up on the ground. Teixeira has it. Spins, throws the second of 1, and Jeter will not make the relay throw to first base. But they erase the lead runner, Kuzminoff, and now there's 2 outs and a man on. Here's that changeup again.
Yeah, and a good one down and away. Get a good view here. Mark Teixeira going to his right. A good throw to Derek Jeter. A little surprised he didn't follow through here with A.J. covering at first. Takes a sure out. Talked about Mark Teixeira covering a lot of foul territory here. Going to get a good feed to Derek. And you can see A.J. does a nice job getting over to cover first. Derek decides not to follow through with the throw.
Number 9 hitter Cliff Pennington. And he swings at the first pitch and fly ball to Nick Swisher, who puts it away. And the leadoff single, no problem for A.J. Burnett here in the 5th inning. To the 6th inning with the Yankees up by 4 runs.
I came across the shape-ups and my knees were feeling better. My back wasn't hurting quite as much. And I start feeling a lot better, and I think some crazy things all of a sudden. Maybe a comeback or two.
Dish Network claims to have the latest technology. Seriously? Did you know that many Dish customers actually need 2 dishes? That's right, 2 dishes to get all their HD channels. What's up with that? With DirecTV, you get all our HD channels and our Emmy Award-winning technology without ever needing a second dish on your roof. So don't be fooled by Dish Network. When you compare, DirecTV wins every time.
With MoneyGram, our low rates, 10-minute transactions, and thousands of locations worldwide make connecting easy. And easy is good.
Reach out for less. For a $5 fee, send up to $50 to anywhere until July 31st. Want to send more? You'll also find new low fees to send other amounts across the country or around the world. Don't wait. Come into any MoneyGram agent location today for great low fees. MoneyGram. Choice is in your hands.
There are over 358 million trillion gallons of water on Earth. But not all water is created equal. Only 1/1000th of 1% is filtered naturally beneath the Earth, with a distinct balance of minerals, and emerges crisp and refreshing enough to be called Poland Spring. Poland Spring 100% natural spring water, born better.
Friday night, don't miss Memories of the Game presented by Yankee Steiner. Francisco Cervelli and Hideki Matsui discuss some of their favorite Yankee moments, plus one lucky Yankees fan gets hooked up with some incredible memorabilia. Memories of the Game presented by Yankee Steiner Friday at 8:30, only on Yes.
Again in the dugout with A.J. Burnett in between innings. A lot of conversation between pitcher and pitching coach. Good dialogue going back and forth. Sometimes you get out in front, stay on top, don't fly open.
First pitch is outside to Derek Jeter for ball 1.
Kenny having some flashbacks. You know, some of the pitchers that you work with, some guys like to talk in between innings. A.J. obviously one of those pitchers. Other guys, don't come near me, stay out of my way.
New pitcher is Michael Wirtz in the game for the A's. Don't come near me, huh?
They get in a different zone, a different world. You see the numbers for Wirtz.
Fastball is fouled back. You were talking about Wirtz the other night. He's got a pretty decent slider.
Really good slider when he's on it. He was on the first game of this series. Had a couple of strikeouts, I believe, with that slider.
There it is, but it misses high, and Jeter's ahead on the count. 3 balls and a strike. 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI single. The captain's also scored a run. An off-speed pitch. Swung on and missed, and the count is full at 3-2.
Yeah, it looked like he took a little off his slider, tried to drop it in there for a strike, and Derek Jeter was hunting a fastball, looking to do some damage. Fooled on the slider. Seen him out in front a little bit more than we're used to, especially on the off-speed pitches.
Bouncing ball is short. Nice hop for Pennington. There's that arm we've been talking about. And Jeter's out #1 here in the 6th inning. And that'll bring up the #2 hitter for the Yankees, Nick Swisher, who's been on base all 3 times. Single, double, and a walk. The walk helped fuel a 3-run homer for Mark Teixeira, who's on deck. You see the bat that Swisher's using tonight? I was talking to him in the dugout. Robinson Cano wanted him to use these bats tonight. And the way things are going,
he's going to be using it tomorrow.
You know, Swish was in the dugout taping up the bat just before doing an interview with Jack Curry. And he said, Cano gave me these bats, told me to use them. He's been on me to use these bats. It's 0-2 now. As soon as I start talking about it, he gets in the hole.
You know what? If I was listening to a guy like Robinson Cano who's having a magical year, I would listen. What, 340 batting average? Whatever he wanted to tell me offensively, I would pay attention.
Swisher up to 296 with a 2 for 2 tonight. Slider moves him off the plate. It's a ball and 2 strikes. There's Robbie. A rare night off. He has appeared in every game. Swisher hits this one well to left center field. Going back is Watson. Watson looks up. This one is gone. A home run for Nick Swisher. And it's now 6-1 Yankees. Cano was right.
Well, Cano's got to get a little bit more excited than his reaction right there. 14th home run of the year for Nick Swisher on the recommendation to try some new bats by Robinson Cano. It has obviously worked out for Nick Swisher tonight.
Well, he's a triple away from the cycle.
We saw a couple of sliders, but he gets a fastball, and it's pretty much right down the middle. This is impressive going the other way here in Oakland. For 2 nights, we have talked about the fact that the ball does not travel well here at night. An impressive home run.
I think he knew where that was going.
You got to give a little something, Robinson.
Here's Teixeira. Teixeira has walked.
There we go.
Flied out to right and hit a 3-run home run. For Teixeira, it was his 15th homer of the year. Curveball, or make that a sliders in there for a strike. 1 and 2. Yeah, there's another reason to send Swish. A 3 for 3 night, 2 runs scored and a run batted in. Of course, we're talking about sending Nick Swisher to the All-Star game, the campaign that all you have to go to is Yankees.com, and you'll see the logo with Swish's picture on it. Send Swish to the All-Star game. Online voting. Very tight race between him and Kevin Youkilis of the Boston Red Sox.
I guess this is his last night to audition. 4 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow.
He's putting on a good campaign here. Breaking ball is hit hard, but right at Ellis, who was back on the grass, and throws out to Sheriff for round #2. So we're talking about sending Swish. There's the logo. Go to Yankees.com. Vote for Nick Swisher for the final spot on the American League All-Star team. Voting ends tomorrow at 4 p.m. So vote early and often. And all voters will be entered into a sweepstakes to win tickets to a Yankee game and an autographed Nick Swisher baseball. Here's Alex Rodriguez, who's walked and struck out twice. He takes a fastball upstairs for ball 1. So you get a little bonus for some Yankee fan out there. Did ever have a campaign like that for you, Flash?
No, I just, every time I see that send Swish, I can't help but laugh at it. I mean, just a little grin on his face. Tweeting about how he wants to go to the All-Star game. Good for him. He's had a big first half. I'll give the Yankee front office and PR department some credit too, because they're doing a great job promoting this.
Jason Zillow set up the computer online so his teammates could vote.
Heard some of the interns were at the Today Show today. The Send Swish campaign. So Nice job, everybody all around.
Ball and 2 strikes on Alex Rodriguez. 2 outs. The Yankees have picked up a run on a solo home run by Nick Swisher here in the 6th inning.
Well, they have the Send Swish campaign to go to the All-Star game. The only campaign I ever had, Kenny, was Send Flash down for the minors again. I've seen enough.
Online voting?
Yeah.
Outside, way outside, past Suzuki, and it's 2-2.
Let's see if Alex Rodriguez can have some better luck against the righty Wirtz. A couple of strikeouts against Gonzalez. That big curveball had trouble picking it up, and it looked like the first at bat he was really tracking the ball well.
2-2 pitch is fouled off. A-Rod had a good swing at that. That was a hanging slider.
Yep, best swing of the night. See a little abbreviated leg kick, a hanging slider. That's the one you think about on the plane to Seattle, saying I really could have done something with that, fouled it off. See if he gets another mistake.
Little chopper foul at the home plate area. The count remains 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on. The Yankees trying for a 3-game sweep against the Oakland A's here in Oakland.
Yeah, Kenny, we talked about it too. Coming out here to the West Coast right before the All-Star break, you really got to keep your focus, try to grind out some of these wins, and then you enjoy the All-Star break. And Joe Girardi's club has done a nice job early on.
Yankees looking for their 5th consecutive win tonight. Full count now on Alex Rodriguez. The Tampa Bay Rays have already won, so the Yankee lead has been slashed to a 1.5 games. The Red Sox losing again to Tampa Bay in that Tropicana field. Payoff pitch, and A-Rod hits a ground ball sharply to short for Pennington. Straightens up, throws on the first, and that's going to be the final out here in the 6th inning. But it's been a good night for Nick Swisher and the Yankees. You want to send Swish? This is the reason why. He's had a solid single to right, a double left. He walked and then hit this home run, his 14th of the year. Yankees lead 6-1. Send Swish.
The name of the agent is Evelyn Salt.
My name is Evelyn Salt.
Then you are a Russian spy.
What is it? Somebody's setting me up!
You have any idea what she's done for this country? Maybe Salt is who she says she is.
Salt! How many more like you are there?
Like me? None.
Salt.
You think everyone is who they say they are?
Rated PG-13.
Let's throw on those Saturday clothes. It's doing season, when we grab a little spare time and get after it. The Home Depot has all the right prices and all the know-how to start making things happen. Less with our wallets and more with our own 2 hands. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, estate oak laminates at the new lower price of just 87 cents per square foot.
Jaguar Platinum coverage is not just a warranty. It's a belief in everything we do. It's a 5-year, 50,000-mile promise with complimentary scheduled maintenance, no-cost replacement of wear and tear items, and 24/7 roadside assistance. Because when you create the most beautiful, fast cars on Earth, you create an ownership experience to match. Jaguar's best-in-class Platinum coverage is included on all 2011 Jaguars. See your local Jaguar dealer for details.
2 years ago, we said goodbye to a beloved member of the Yankees family. Tomorrow, celebrate the life of Bobby Mercer with an updated edition of his emotional Yankeeography.
The outpouring of support and love for us, that's pretty powerful.
Yankeeography Bobby Mercer, tomorrow at 8:30 before Yankees game coverage in Seattle, only on Yes.
Chance to check out tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Fios TV, Internet and Phone. This is Beyond Cable. This is Fios. Andy Pettitte gets the start for the Yankees with that brilliant 10-2 record. He's in there against the left-hander, Jason Vargas, who is 6-4. That'll be at Safeco Field tomorrow night. First pitch, one hopper, snared by A.J. Burnett, who throws out Coco Crisp. One pitch and one out. Good glove hand by Burnett.
See Cervelli setting up inside, and it runs away. Really, the first fastball that ran out over the plate. Chris hits it well, but right back at AJ. 1 pitch, 1 out.
You see the reaction of Chris as he's running down to first base. Like, get out of the way. Here's Derek Barton, who is 0 for 2, has struck out, grounded out. And he'll take a fastball a little downstairs for ball 1. Talked about first base being a power position, and Barton not much of a home run hitter. He's hit 4 home runs this year, all of them on the road, away from Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's that changeup, and it's 2 balls and a strike. That pitch is up high for a ball, and it's 3 balls and a strike on Barton. Will be followed by Sweeney. Barton takes, and that just missed. He wasn't sure if it was ball 4, but it is. And he'll head down to first base with 1 out. Second walk charged to A.J. Burnett.
Nothing new for Derek Barton, a guy who can walk a lot, among the league leaders in the American League in walks.
Here's Ryan Sweeney. Had a base hit to left field. He's 1 for 2. Also fouled out to Alex Rodriguez. Takes a pitch inside, ball 1.
First innings, really, of this ball game, we're seeing A.J. Burnett. His body language is not the greatest. Clearly frustrated with that last delivery. Been pretty much in control mechanically all night.
That one's low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Yankees up 6-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Very quiet crowd here in Oakland tonight. Burnett has done a good job of keeping it that way. Pitch is fouled back, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
It's a nice luxury if you're A.J. Burnett facing this lineup. Sweeney, the number 3 hitter. 1 home run on the year. At a 2-0 count right there. A.J. just able to rear back and challenge him with a fastball. Not worried about the home run. Possibility of a home run.
Ball is fouled off. Only 1 player on the A's in double figures in home runs. That's Kurt Suzuki, who's on deck. And he's got 10. Just into double figures. One on, 1 out. Pitch is fouled off as the runner is on the move. Derek Jeter was covering, so the left side of the infield did open up for Sweeney. But he was late on a fastball. 86 pitches now for A.J. Burnett.
See where Curtis Granderson is playing, shading Sweeney the other way. Sweeney does have a base hit the other way tonight. We talked about the lack of power, really just an opposite field approach.
Full count now as Burnett misses outside.
Really want to make a pitch here to Sweeney with Suzuki on deck. Kenny, you mentioned has the 10 home runs to lead the ball club. To make a pitch right here.
Runner goes. The pitch is on the way, and it's hit into center field for Granderson. Coming on quickly. Can he get there? No, he's going to have to play it on a hop. As Sweeney has his 2nd hit of the game. He bloops a single in front of Curtis Granderson in center field. So the A's have 2 on with 1 man out, and it does bring up Kurt Suzuki.
Well, A.J. Burnett came right at Sweeney. And we showed Granderson shading the other way. He gets jammed, and it looked like Curtis maybe a little flat-footed, didn't get a great jump, falls right in front of him. Barton hustles up into second base. Now you have the really main power source for the Oakland A's with 10 home runs, 35 RBIs, and Kurt Suzuki.
Curveball misses outside ball one. Suzuki's been kind of cool this month. 2 for 23 in the month of July. Young man out of Cal State Fullerton. Fouls one back. In fact, you'll appreciate this. One of the years when he was at Cal State Fullerton before he was drafted by the A's, he received the Johnny Bench Award, which goes to the best catcher in college baseball. They must have saw his ability to block the ball in the dirt.
I think I read somewhere he had a scholarship to the University of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Turned it down to walk on at Cal State Fullerton because he wanted to play one of the best programs in the country.
Burnett hits the inside corner for a call strike, and it's 1-2. A walk-on who becomes the best catcher in college baseball.
Yeah, and it becomes one of the best catchers in Major League Baseball. Very underrated out here in Oakland. Doesn't get a lot of exposure.
Almost made the All-Star team. He got some consideration. One-two pitch looked like a change, and it's downstairs. 2-2.
Sound like a broken record. Pitching coach Dave Island looking on has seen, I'd say probably about 10, maybe 10 or 11 change-ups.
That's something they work on the side before. It's not just like he broke it out before the ball game tonight. In his side sessions, pitchers throw between starts. 2-2 pitch, and it's hit in the air into foul territory. Teixeira, well, he got plenty of room, makes the catch, and the runners are going to hold as Teixeira throws it to Derek Jeter, who cuts it off. So 2 down now as Suzuki has fouled out. Pitch by pitch brought to you by Suzuki Kazashi.
First pitch, curveball misses down and away, comes back with a fastball, good swing. Another fastball in the inside corner. Change up down, and then he follows it up with a fastball down and away. Easy pop up for Mark Teixeira. Second out here in the 6th inning.
It's only natural that we have it with Suzuki at the plate. Brought to you by Suzuki Kazashi. So 2 outs now to leave it up to Jack Cuss, who was struck out twice, both times swinging. And the first pitch is a little bit low for ball 1. I've been waiting for that the whole series. Our producer Troy Benjamin is. I reminded him of that last night, and he said, "We'll get it in." Way to go, Troy. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Cust, and he takes ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. This is only the 2nd time in the game that the A's have had as many as 2 men on against A.J. Burnett. They had 2 men on in the 3rd inning. Cuss with a big swing, and he fouls it off. A roller down the first base line. It's 2-1. If Burnett can win this one tonight, it would level his season record at 7-7. And more importantly, it'll get him back on the winning track. Look at that. It's been a distinct turnaround in his pitching his last 2 outings. Broken bat looper towards right field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. That's going to bring Barton home and send Sweeney to 3rd. So Jack Cuss with an RBI single, and it's now a 6-2 ball game.
Well, Jack Cuss got himself in a fastball count And he still got jammed as Dave Island, pitching coach, going to the phone to the bullpen. Cervelli sets up inside. It gets in there, but Jack Cuss, big and strong, able to fight it off to right field. Going to be a 2-out base hit and an RBI.
It's interesting that Burnett has walked 2 batters tonight, and both of those walks have come around to score. Here's Kuzminov. Grounded to short and single. Checks the swing, takes it outside for ball 1. 2 outs, 2 on. Burnett trying to get out of a bit of a jam here in the 6th inning. He's given up 1 run, and the A's have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Kuzminov takes outside again. Looked like a spin out on the mound by Burnett as he's pawing at the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Yankee bullpen's getting busy. And is David Robertson.
Well, nice trip to the mound from Cervelli. First time really all ball game we've seen some bad body language from A.J. Burnett. When you mentioned Kenny kind of spun off the mound there. Francisco goes out as a little conversation, try to get him back on track here with 2 outs in the 6th.
Kuzminov, a slow roller to second for Pena. Plenty of time, throws him out, and the A's are going to leave 2 men on. Well, they do pick up another run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's on to the 7th with the Yankees up 6-2.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Come out to Yankee Stadium in 2010 to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. Don't miss a Yankee Stadium tradition on Thursday, July 22nd, when the Yankees play the Royals. It's Cap Night, and the first 18,000 fans in attendance will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Cannon. In 2010, come home to Yankee Stadium, the home of champions.
In recent tests, one car was deemed the 2010 best midsize sedan. It wasn't the Ford Fusion, definitely wasn't the Honda Accord or the Hyundai Sonata, and it wasn't the Subaru, Chevy, or Nissan. It was a 2010 Toyota Camry, touted as best midsize sedan by Motor Trend. And now, during Toyota's national clearance event, get a low 0% APR for 60 months, or lease a new Camry for just $179 a month. Toyota, quality to move you forward.
Your TV is starting to feel nervous. It heard what happened to the VCR, and the cassette player, and the answering machine. It knows what happens to obsolete technology around here. What you need to help your TV understand is, it's not the one that's obsolete. It's the cable technology that's obsolete. And Fios is the one making it obsolete. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/Fios.
Their West Coast road trip rolls on as the Bombers get ready for a battle in Seattle. Tomorrow, it's the first of 4 from Safeco as Swisher takes on his right field counterpart Ichiro and looks to make an all-star statement. Yankees, Mariners. Coverage starts tomorrow at 9:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame.
Only on Yes.
We're back for the top of the 7th. The Yankees lead the A's 6-2. New pitcher for the Oakland A's, Jerry Blevins. Worked in last night's ball game. He'll face Jorge Posada. Misses with a first pitch fastball on a Verizon wireless scoreboard. 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. 2.50 for the A's. Changeup misses to Jorge Posada. Jorge 0 for 2 on the night, a couple of strikeouts and a base on balls as we see the numbers for Blevins. Good fastball for strike 1.
32 strikeouts in 29 innings. That's impressive.
Been on a good run lately. He's not allowed a run in 16 of his last 19 outings. Catches the inside corner for strike 2. 265, 9 home runs, 28 RBIs for Jorge Posada. Actually hits better against left-handed pitching 278 coming in. He drills a base hit to left field.
You want to say that again?
Went down and got it. Looked like a slider down and in. Went down and got it for a base hit. It's time for another look at tonight's Toyota Text poll. Once again, the question was, with Heath Bell being an injury replacement, who do you think will be the final vote for the National League All-Star team? And here's how you voted. Joey Votto, 65%.
I got to go with that.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. But leading the National League in home runs. It brings up Curtis Granderson, who did not start this ball game. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout, pinch hit for Marcus Timms. Now facing Jerry Blevins, the left-hander. He gets jammed with a fastball. Barton steps on first, throws to second, short hops Pennington. And Jorge Posada will be in safely. So Derek Barton stepped on first base to pick up the out, but throws a low throw to second. Can't complete the double play.
Well, it looked like they were all set up. There's one. All it takes is a good throw, but he short hops Pennington. And Posada is going to be safe at first base. I should say second base. They're going to give Barton an error. Barton leads American League first baseman in ease. I believe that's his 9th error, maybe his 10th. Make that 10 errors.
It brings up Francisco Cervelli with Jorge Posada in scoring position. Francisco 1 for 3 tonight, had a single. Actually hit a ground ball down the third base line, hit off at third base, bounced over the head of Kevin Kuzminoff for a base hit.
Posada checking with Robbie Thompson a number of rounds. Yeah, but just one.
Interesting, Jorge chose not to slide into second base. Got away with it with a low throw from Barton. Cervelli chops another one. Pennington coming in, makes the play. Strong throwing arm to get Francisco Cervelli for the second out here in the top of the 7th.
Posada moves over to third. Sometimes when you run to second on that play, if Posada's standing up, it doesn't give the first baseman a clear shot. And it looked like, well, he made a decent throw. I mean, he had the angle to make the throw. Speaking of Barton, he just threw it in the dirt.
Yeah. Looked like it was almost a cutter that he threw.
Here's another look at it. Yeah, he has the angle. Posada's kind of on the right field side of second base. Just a very poor throw. 10th error of the year for Barton.
With 2 outs, it'll bring up Brett Gardner, moved from center field to left field. Having a pretty good night, 1 for 2, a single walk, stolen base, and a run. His 25th stolen base of the year. I thought that was a big question coming into the year, Kenny. How many runs could Brett Gardner score in order to be an everyday player? And I think he's on a pretty good pace. What did you say, over 50?
Yeah, tonight he scored his 54th run. He's headed for 100.
Heading the count 2-0. Jorge Posada taking his lead off a third. Blevins comes in there with a good fastball for strike 1. Talking about to some people in spring training about Brett Gardner. You thought maybe 85, 90 runs. That would be a productive everyday player. Didn't expect him to hit for much power. Stealing some bases.
You know, I think the key for him, and one thing he has done, well, he's a 300 hitter coming in tonight, hitting 313, and he is 1 for 2 tonight, so that's gone up a little bit. He's hitting 314 right now. But his on-base percentage is what really helps him out. He gets on base, draws his walks. And if he continues with a decent on-base percentage with his speed, he can score on first base, from first base on any extra base hit, can get himself into scoring position. And that leads to runs scored.
Working the count here full against Blevins.
And he kind of falls right into the Yankee mode of hitting. You see the count 3-2? He works counts. And he's up there among the league leaders in two strike hits.
Jorge Posada at third. It'll be a 3-2, and it's a fastball and a good one down and away to Brett Gardner. So Blevins comes in, gives up a base hit to Jorge Posada, but is able to work his way out of trouble. The Yankees still lead 6-2.
Welcome to Ultimate Rewards from Chase. No blackouts, no restrictions on airfare and hotels, no limits to what you can get with Ultimate Rewards. No wonder it's called Ultimate. Available on Chase credit, debit, and business cards. Chase what matters.
Look at you, kid. Steak, lobster, beautiful woman. How you doing? So, you can eat that?
Judge a book by looking at the cover.
Now lease a new 2010 Ford Fusion for just $189 a month for 24 months. Just $189 a month.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. Let's check the Marlins and Dodgers because Josh Johnson is on the hill for the Marlins. He had a 1-0 lead top of the second when Mike Stanton backed him up. 2-run shot off Hiroki Kuroda made it 4-0 Marlins. And then Johnson cruising, getting Casey Blake here. Pure gas, 96 miles an hour. He struck out 8 through 7 2/3. So Marlins up 4-0 as Johnson looks to notch his 9th win of the season. Let's get you back to Oakland.
Thank you very much, Bob. A.J. Burnett back out for the 7th inning. A Verizon wireless scoreboard, 6-2, Yankees lead.
Josh Johnson's a real deal, isn't he, Flash?
Yeah, he is.
He's big horse, right-hander from Marlins.
A.J. Burnett going to work against the bottom of the Oakland A's lineup. Mark Ellis, Matt Watson, and Cliff Pennington, 7-8-9. 101 pitches for A.J. Ellis, another pop-up. He's already had one of these to Francisco Cervelli, and it looks like he's going to have another one for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th.
People might wonder, how do you pop a ball up like it? Because you can't get on top of the high fastball. You swing at it and you just watch the swing. He can't quite get on top of it. Pops it straight up the silo. And for the second time tonight, Francisco Cervelli will catch a pop-up off the bat of Mark Ellis. It's almost a carbon copy. I think this one was hit a little bit better, though.
You know, Ellis has had 3 at-bats, 2 pop-ups to Cervelli and a pop-up to right field to Nick Swisher. So you're right, Kenny, working underneath, can't catch up with the fastball. Brings up left fielder Matt Watson, 0 for 2 with a line out to fielder's choice. And A.J. looking to get through the 7th inning. He's only done it once in his last 11 starts. Another pop-up, Alex Rodriguez on the run in foul territory, overruns it a little bit and cannot make the play. See that Alex Rodriguez going after that pop-up, overran it a little bit, tried to readjust. Can't make the play.
Well, in most stadiums, A-Rod would not even have a shot at this ball. They're just going to call this no play. As he overruns it, sometimes the spin on the ball dictates how it comes down. It will actually curve on the way down, and A-Rod misses it. A little embarrassing. And you know he's hoping that Watson makes an out here.
No error on the play. The wind blowing a little bit. You could see the flags blowing towards right center field, so maybe brought it back towards the field a little bit. But A.J. Burnett trying to pick up his third baseman here, ahead in the count 1-2. Goes with the curveball. Watson fouls it off. The Tommaso Marte getting loose in the Yankee bullpen. Be a 1-2 to Matt Watson. Looked like a changeup. A little ground ball to Ramiro Pena at second, over to Mark Teixeira. So a nice job by A.J. Burnett picking up his third baseman, Alex Rodriguez, for the second out here in the seventh. Put a big smile on Alex's face.
They're having a little fun. A couple of all-stars. Oh, man. It's fun when you're winning.
With 2 outs, it'll be Cliff Pennington, the A's shortstop. Takes a fastball for strike 1.
Yeah, when you're on a team that wins a lot of games, it's almost like you don't want to do anything that's embarrassing, personally embarrassing on the field, because somebody's going to bring it up.
That somebody always is Derek Jeter, as Pennington drills one foul. You do something on the field, in the clubhouse, in the dugout, and Derek Jeter will be all over you.
His eyes are tearing up.
A.J. Burnett ahead in the count, 0-2. Goes with the changeup again to Alex Rodriguez. Over to Mark Teixeira. So A.J. Burnett works his way through 7 innings for just the first time in his last 11 starts, and the Yankees still lead 6-2.
On July 14, good and evil will collide, and a hero will be summoned.
Ew. Hello, Dave. I am a sorcerer. And you are my apprentice.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Rated PG.
Are you free to feel the wind in your hair? Or put the wind back in your sail? Here, you're free to imagine and play and so much more. Plan your getaway at visitwilliamsburg.com.
Hello. There are lots of alternative energies out there, like solar and wind power.
That gave us the idea for Ocean Spray Cran Energy Juice Drink. It's a better for you energy drink because it's made with the great tasting goodness of real cranberries.
And we added green tea for extra energy. That's one tasty energy source.
Cran Energy Cranberry Energy Juice Drink. The great tasting better for you energy drink.
Are you free for a free fall or to redefine weekend warrior? Here, you're free to run and soar and so much more. Plan your getaway at visitwilliamsburg.com.
Tomorrow night, the Yankees are in Seattle for the first of a 4-game series against the Mariners. Complete coverage starts at 9:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then John and I are back in the booth with the call. The Yankees-Mariners tomorrow at 9:30, only on Yes. So A-Rod taking some ribbing from his teammates as we go to the 8th inning here. Ramiro Pena's had a good night. Driven in a run, scored 1. Batting in the 9th spot. 2 for 3. As he swings at the first pitch, it's a towering fly ball behind second base. It's going to be the second baseman Ellis who makes the play. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top half of the 8th inning. I believe A.J. Burnett's night is done because Marte is continuing to throw in the Yankee bullpen. Lineup turns over for Derek Jeter. The Yankee captain is 1 for 4 with a run scored.
He's still laughing.
Yankees with 6 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. By the way, that play, Jorge Posada at second base, they originally gave Barton an error. They have rescinded the error because of the fact you can't assume a double play. And so Posada was just safe on what would be a fielder's choice, I would guess, on Granderson, because he chose to go to get the out at first base first, and then Posada was safe at second. One ball and 1 strike on Jeter. Changeup is low. 2 balls and a strike. New pitcher, Craig Breslow. 41st appearance.
Having a nice year. Actually, some talk out here in Oakland that he deserves an all-star spot. You see the numbers.
Derek Jeter has his 2nd hit of the night. A single to right field. Fans join the Yankees on Saturday, July 17th, as they celebrate their 27th World Championship with Old Timers Day. Come see your favorite Yankee legends, put on the pinstripes again, and take the field at Yankee Stadium. This year's festivities will celebrate the 60th anniversary of the 1950 World Championship team. Be sure to arrive early for Old Timers Day as the ceremonies begin at 2 with the Yankees game against the Rays to follow. You're talking about Yankees with their Whitey Ford and Yogi Berra, that era. Here's Nick Swisher. Swisher is single, doubled, walked, and homered. He scored 2 runs and driven in 1. Just a triple away from the cycle. Swisher has never hit for the cycle. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Jeter's at first with 1 out here in the 8th inning. The Yankees have pounded out 12 hits tonight. The last Yankee to hit for a cycle, you just saw it, Melky Cabrera against the White Sox. The triple was the last hit to complete the cycle.
I'd have to say that Nick Swisher probably doesn't have too many triples in his career.
There's a pitch outside for a ball. You can tell you how many he has this year. None. No, make that. Swisher has 3 triples this year.
3 triples already.
3.
My bad, Nick Swisher. Apologize. It's pretty good.
18 doubles, 3 triples, and 14 home runs.
This would be a good park if you can get one of the gaps, maybe scoot around a little bit.
Ball roll around in the corners or something like that. Check on Jeter, who had a very short lead at first base. Every A's pitcher tonight has been touched up for at least 1 hit. Breslow just gave up the hit to Jeter. Ball is hit high in the air to center field for Coco Crisp. And he will make the catch for out number 2. Swisher got a pretty good pitch to hit there.
Good hitters count 3 and 1. He gets a fastball right down the middle, and you can see how frustrated Nick Swisher is.
He was thinking triple.
Just tells you how valuable a major league at bat is right there. Nick Swisher having a big night. Pops one up, and you can see the frustration. Tells you how locked in these guys are, bat to at bat.
Here's Teixeira, who is 1 for 3. The one was a big 3-run homer. Takes a pitch outside for ball 1. That was during the 5-run. That capped off the 5-run outburst in the 4th inning for the Yankees. Home run number 15 on the season. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Breslow from Connecticut, graduated from Yale.
Ivy Leaguer. Good swing and foul back from New York. Spent a lot of time in New Haven.
My last spring training with the Boston Red Sox, when I retired, Craig Breslow was my locker mate right next door to me. I was in camp with the Red Sox, spent a little time in Boston. Obviously a intelligent young man, having a nice year for himself here in Oakland. Found himself a home.
Oh, he was smart enough to have his locker next to you. There's a fly ball to right field. And Sweeney makes the catch, and that'll do it for the Yankees here in the top of the 8th. They pick up a hit and nothing else. On to the bottom half of the inning. The Yankees are up by 4. Here comes Marte.
People think that Honda is always the most fuel-efficient choice. Well, the Chevy Cobalt XFE has better highway mileage than a comparable Honda Civic. The Chevy Traverse has better mileage than a Honda Pilot. And Chevy Malibu has better mileage than Accord. Go figure. However, Honda does make something that we just can't compete with. It's self-propelled.
Call 877-64-CHEVY.
I'm feeling really good about winning Take 5 today.
You should. All you need is me. Little bit of luck.
If she has a little bit of luck, what about me?
No. That's my little bit of luck, right, baby?
Baby.
Whoa, ladies. There's enough of me to go around for everyone.
Oh, really? Well, how's that?
Oh, the odds of winning Take 5 are 1 in 9. There's 100,000 winners every day.
I'm going to take you home.
Oh, wow.
Play Take 5 from the New York Lottery. With 1 in 9 odds, all you need is a little bit of luck.
Nothing goes better with baseball than a fresh cup of coffee. Enjoy Green Mountain K-Cup coffee, brewed fresh every cup and delivered by W.B. Mason. For a great cup of coffee, who but W.B. Mason?
Strong outing for A.J. Burnett tonight. He gives way to Damaso Marte, who's making his 30th appearance of the year. 12 strikeouts, 16 2/3, 11 walks, 10 hits allowed by the left-hander. His first pitch to Coco Crisp is high and away for ball 1. Coco has hit 3 trips.
Kenny, you're right about A.J. Burnett. I mean, the Yankees have to be ecstatic. His last outing against the Blue Jays was excellent. 7 innings tonight, 2 runs, 5 hits.
Marte deals a strike, and it's 1-1 on Crisp. Top of the order with Barton to follow and Sweeney to follow him. A couple of left-handed hitters scheduled after the switch hitting Coco Crisp.
I think more importantly with A.J. Burnett, his rhythm tonight was outstanding, except for that 6th inning. It looked like mechanically got out of whack a little bit, but good job coming back in the 7th.
Nice breaking ball in there for a strike from Marte. Jabba Chamberlain just beginning to throw in the Yankee bullpen. Yankees with a 4-run lead here in the 8th inning. That is upstairs, and it's 2-2 now on Crisp. Win tonight for the Yankees would make it 5 out of 6 in this ballpark this year. The Oakland A's will make their only trip to New York a little later on this season. Pitch is popped up into foul territory. Mark Teixeira on the move, and he makes the catch. Oh, man. Our director, John Moore, has a sense of humor.
I was just thinking the same thing. Well, Mark Teixeira, again, last night made a couple of plays in foul territory, and tonight doing the same.
One out, and Derek Barton will face the left-handed slants of Marte. And he pours the first pitch in there for a called strike. And the Oakland A's will come to New York for a 4-game series the end of August and the first 2 days of September. And the first pitch is in there for, I should say, second pitch is in there for a strike. 0-2.
Yeah, real good slider from Marte. Poured a fastball in there, first pitch strike, and then an outstanding slider for strike 2.
Curveball, a little blooper towards center field. Granderson coming on. He's going to get there, and he makes the catch. Two up and 2 down. Here in the 8th. Hey fans, tonight throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're asking you to vote along with us for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Your candidates tonight: Mark Teixeira, A.J. Burnett, Nick Swisher, or Ramiro Pena. Ryan Sweeney's had a couple of hits, 2 for 3. And he swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. Now Sweeney has now gone 50 games without a home run. If he doesn't hit one tonight, he'll tie his career long without a homer. 51 games without a home run, and he's just hit 1 homer in his last 105 games.
Kenny, that's hard to figure out.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy's a good hitter. I mean, just under 300 coming into this at bat.
Curveball moves him off the plate. His last home run was May the 4th against the Texas Rangers.
You would think you would just run into some mistakes, wouldn't you?
You know, this team does not hit many homers. You got the first baseman who's had 4, and the right fielder has 1. Curveball, and he might have broken his bat. I think he did off the end. That's a foul ball.
Your right fielder who has 1 home run is hitting 3rd in your lineup.
He does have a good average. He's hitting .294 coming into the night. He's got 2 hits. Has pumped his average up 4 points. But you're right, Flash. If the team falls behind by more than a couple of runs, it's difficult for them to catch up. They have to get a sequence of hits going to score runs. This ball is popped up into foul territory and out of play.
You know, and to take it a step further, if you're catching or pitching against this lineup and you have a 4-run lead, you can just challenge. I mean, here, hit it as far as you want to. I know you don't have enough power, so you really don't worry about making that one mistake that could cost you a 2 or 3-run homer. It changes the mindset tremendously back behind the plate when you're calling a game.
Fouled off. Now the Yankees have hit 2 home runs tonight. A-Rod hit 2 home runs last night, and Teixeira homered in the first game of the series. The A's haven't hit 2 or more home runs in a game. The last time they did it was June 12th against the Giants across the bay in interleague play. Breaking ball on the ground to short. Jeter on the backhand, straightens up, throws to first, and a good inning for Damaso Marte. It's a 1-2-3 inning. It's on to the 9th inning with the Yankees leading 6-2.
Now lease a new 2010 Ford Fusion for just $189 a month for 24 months. Just $189 a month.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation.
Remember when you were 5 and anything was possible? Happy 5th birthday again.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Some guys, well, they're just plain lucky. Other guys, they earn it through good, hard work. Some guys, they just know it's about being at the right place at the right time. But our guy, well, he just knows how to dress. And that's where it all starts. Van Heusen.
Saturday and Sunday, the Yes Network presents the first ever broadcast of baseball in 3D. The Yankees take on the Mariners in Seattle, and Yes will bring you the event as you've never seen baseball before. Baseball's first live 3D broadcast powered by Panasonic and DirecTV. 3D coverage starts Saturday at 10 from the Yes Network.
Well, you got the captain on the left and A-Rod on the right, and we're going to go to the Coors Light Freeze Cam. A little different different situation tonight. The Coors Light Freeze Cam, some of the smiles between the two after A-Rod did catch that pop-up in foul territory. Like I said, you can have fun when you're winning. Yankees up 6-2. We're in the top of the 9th inning. And speaking of A-Rod, he's going to lead it off against Cedric Blowers, the new pitcher for the A's. Blowers pitched in the opening game of the series, showed a good curveball and speedy fastball. There's the fastball, fouled off for strike one. A-Rod tonight, he's walked, struck out twice, and grounded to short. Here are the numbers on Blowers. This will be his 11th appearance. He was recalled from Sacramento.
16 strikeouts and 10 2/3 for Bowers. Like you said, Kenny, good fastball, big curveball. And because of Gio Gonzalez, Bob Guerin, the manager, really had to work his bullpen tonight.
There's the curve, and it does hit the corner for a strike. 1-2. You ever been to Sacramento, Flash?
Never.
You know, I haven't either. It's the capital of California, but that's where Dusty Baker's from. Dusty, of course, a big league manager for a long time. Now manager of the first place Cincinnati Reds.
Surprising Cincinnati Reds having a nice first half.
Of course, Joey Votto has had a big frame, over 20 home runs. The Reds come into tonight 2-game lead on the St. Louis Cardinals in the National League Central. 2-2 pitch, and A-Rod fights it off. Count holds at 2-2.
It's the old emergency swing for Alex Rodriguez. Saw a couple of slow curveballs and then a good fastball pretty much by him, and you see Alex just fight it off. Good job just to stay alive.
Flowers pitched in the opening game of the series, went 1 inning, a strikeout and a walk. There's that curve, and Alex chops it foul. Well, I want to thank all the fans who have stayed up. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. And stayed with us throughout this one. We realize it's a work day tomorrow. There's a pitch outside. Count is full, 3-2. And wherever you might be watching Yankee baseball on Yes. Pitch to A-Rod, hit in the air to center field for Coco Chris. Should be an easy play for the A's center fielder. He puts it away, and there's 1 down here in the 9th inning. Here's tonight's in-game box score. The Yankee box score brought to you by McDonald's. Derek Jeter the top, 2 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored. Nick Swisher with a big night. He's got 3 hits, including a home run and a double. Scored a couple of runs. Mark Teixeira with a homer. A-Rod 0 for 4 now, and A-Rod's the only one not invited to the party tonight.
I guess Alex did his part last night. The grand slam and solo shot.
Can't carry the team every night.
That's right.
Posada had a hit, a walk, and has struck out twice. He's 1 for 3. Flowers deals downstairs, and it's 2-0. A's have used 5 pitchers out of the bullpen. In backup starter Gio Gonzalez, who lasted 4+ innings. And that misses. 3 balls and no strikes on Posada. Ziegler, Wirtz, Blevins, Breslow, and now Blowers. Manager Bob Guerin went to the killer bees the last 3. Blevins, Breslow, and Blowers. Posada hits this one well to right field. This is going to chase Sweeney back. He turns, reaches over to the shoulder, and makes the catch. 2 down. Fans after the last out, don't miss the WB Mason postgame. For comprehensive highlights and analysis from this game, and look around the rest of the majors. Let's hear the team's post-game reactions from the clubhouse. Join Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry for the WB Mason postgame only on Yes. Curveball to Granderson, drops in there for a strike. Another curve drops out of the strike zone. 1-1 on Granderson. Granderson took over for Marcus Thames. Actually pinch hit for him in the 5th inning. The Yankees had just scored 5 in the 4th. Joe Girardi went to the speedier Granderson and strengthened his defense. Fly ball to left field. Here comes Watson, and he's got it. Yankees go in order. Every outfielder had a chance for the A's in the ninth. It's down to the last chance for the A's in the bottom of the ninth.
Bedroom after bedroom, $9.99.
More.
Bedroom after bedroom, $9.99.
More.
Even this bedroom in 2 styles and 3 colors. Yup, only $9.99.
More.
You want more? Stay tuned.
Signal. Airborne, beautiful, and strong. There to ensure the most powerful transmitter is you. Rule the air.
Allie Baker. Allie Baker. Allie Baker. Michael Joyner. Michael Joyner.
Wicked cold, guys. Wicked cold.
Bedroom after bedroom, $9.99.
More.
Bedroom after bedroom, $9.99.
More.
Even solid wood. Yep, only $9.99.
More.
You want more? Stay tuned.
Yankee Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink responsibly. By J&R Music and Computer World. And by the 2010 Honda Clearance. It's the only thing from Honda that won't last. Jabba Chamberlain in to close this one out tonight. It's not a save situation. The Yankees up by 4 runs, but Jabba's going to get a chance to pick up the last 3 outs in the 9th inning and complete a Yankee sweep. This will be his 38th appearance of the year. 1-3, 5.09. 35 in the 3rd innings, 40 strikeouts, just 13 walks. 38 hits allowed for Jabba Chamberlain. Well, Flash, you got to say the starting pitching in this series against the A's can't get much better from what the Yankees saw from Vasquez, CC Sabathia, and now tonight, A.J. Burnett.
Well, I think the Yankee coaching staff, Dave Island, the pitching coach, has to be ecstatic on what he has seen. And Jobber Chamberlain pitching the first game of this series had an outstanding fastball in that outing. I know Dave Island was happy about that. We'll see if he can repeat it here tonight.
Yankees 3 outs away from a sweep. Suzuki is 0 for 3. And the first fastball is poured in there for a strike at 96 miles an hour.
Kenny, we just had that shot at Dave Island. I mean, you see Chan Ho Park getting loose in the bullpen. Got to feel good when you're finishing up a series, 3 quality outings from your starters. Then you're able to look forward to Andy Pettit pitching tomorrow night in Seattle, who has been rock solid all year. Good times for the Yankee pitching coach.
Well, you know, when you get your pitchers rolling, sometimes in a rotation, if you have 3 pitchers pitching well, the team's going to do all right. You might be able to outscore the poor pitching of the other 2, but right now, with A.J. back on track, seems like all 5 pitchers are doing the job. Check swing, foul ball, 99.
Well, Jabba had a good fastball, like I said, the first game of this series. I was impressed he went with it that night. You usually see Jabba likes to throw a lot of sliders. Coming back with some good life again, 99.
Another foul ball. Suzuki's laid that one 98. Suzuki, Cust, and Kuzminov for the A's here in the ninth. The challenge for Jabba Chamberlain. Slider lined over short and into left field for a base hit. First slider he threw Suzuki in that at bat, and he gets himself a hit. Right now, let's check out the Land Rover drive of the game. Why get a car when you can own a Land Rover?
Top of the fourth inning, Mark Teixeira. It's a 3-run shot against Gio Gonzalez, who was in trouble all night. There's your Land Rover drive of the game.
Leadoff single by Suzuki. And it'll bring up Jack Cust. Cust had an RBI single in the sixth, drove in the A's second run. He's also struck out twice. Jabba deals, hot smash. Teixeira up with it. To Jeter for one, the relay to first, and it is a double play. A slickly turned 3-6-3 double play. That's what you get from Gold Glove first baseman.
This whole series, Mark Teixeira has been making great plays in foul territory. Here gets a shot right to his right from his knees. A good throw to Derek Jeter, and then he's athletic enough to get back to first base. Nice job by Jabba Chamberlain getting over there, but a better job by Mark Teixeira with a good throw. Then you call off your pitcher getting back to the bag. Nice 3-6-3 double play. Jabba, good job getting over there. You want to make sure just in case Tex can't get back.
And then get out of the way.
Yeah.
So the A's are down to their last out. Kevin Kuzminov is a hitter. Good job. Talking it over. Kuzminov is 1 for 3. And he pops one into foul territory and out of play. A ball and a strike on the A's third baseman. Well, you want to stick around for the post-game show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. There are several candidates. Yankees will have all kinds of momentum headed to Seattle. Ground ball to the right side, and Pena snares it. Straightens up, throws to first, and that's it. The Yankees have themselves a 6-2 win tonight over the A's and a 3-game sweep. They sweep away the Oakland A's, their first sweep on the road this year, and their 5th overall. Nick Swisher had himself a good night with a home run, a single and a double, as the Yankees will head to Seattle, as I said, with all kinds of momentum. As tomorrow night they will begin a 4-game series at Safeco Field against the Seattle Mariners. Well, the plays of the game brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, Nick Swisher had a big night. A base hit his first at bat, a double his second at bat, and then a home run the other way his 4th at bat. He also mixed in a walk and a fly ball. Nick Swisher, those are your Geico plays of the game.
All right, now we've got Jack Curry down by the Yankee dugout, and he's got Nick Swisher with him.
Thanks a lot, Ken. Nick on base 4 times today, including a home run. Was this a little bit of a late campaign push?
No, I don't know, man. Just trying to go out and play the game the right way, you know. I mean, obviously great pitching today by AJ. Obviously huge home run by Tex early in the game to put us up, and kind of tacked on some towards the end.
I wanted to ask you about that Teixeira home run. How big was that inning, including your walk, that you're able against a guy who's struggling to stay patient?
Well, you know, I mean, I kind of bounced around the lineup a little bit. You know, today I know I'm in a 2-hole, you know, and I know I got some big boppers behind me. So as long as I can get on base, you know, I know that I got a good chance of them guys driving me in.
You mentioned AJ. That's 2 straight solid starts. Starting pitching so important. How important was that for you guys?
You know, that was definitely the number one thing for us last year, and it's obviously the number one thing for us this year. We feel we have a great offense, but, you know, our pitching has been definitely the lead horse for us. You know, we went out and played well today. AJ did a great job for us, and anytime you got a pitcher who keeps you in a game, we feel we got a shot.
Now, you were sitting in the dugout before the game saying how hard it is to hit home runs here. What went right for you to put one out?
I tried to hit one the other night, no chance. But, you know, tonight just got a good fastball up and away, and I just happened to get the barrel on it.
You've won 5 in a row. You guys get the sweep here. How happy are you with the way you guys are playing?
Oh, absolutely. You know, coming into a place like this, I mean, for me, it's nice to come back and see some people I haven't seen in a while. But, you know, when you come into you know, a series like this against the Oakland A's, you know, you want to come in and you want to get some wins. And, you know, we did that.
I know you're focusing on the team just winning. Final question. The voting precincts are still open. Your final thoughts on heading into tomorrow and the All-Star vote?
You know, I'm excited to see what happens, man. Send Swish. Send Swish.
Kenny, send it back to you.
Thank you very much, Jack. Thanks, Nick Swisher, as the Yankees win this one by a score of 6-2. The Yankees are happy. Their fans here in Oakland are happy. They move on to Seattle. They'll start a 4-game series tomorrow night. Yes, send Swish. We'll be right back with more.
How does the GMC Sierra stay ahead of the competition? We were the first to develop a hydroform steel frame designed to increase payload and durability. And we have an Eaton automatic locking rear differential that maximizes traction and power. When you never compromise, you have nothing to hide. At the GMC Summer Event, get the best of the remaining 2010s and get 0% APR for 72 months. Or choose $5,000 cash back on most Sierras.
Are you a victim of the current bedbug epidemic? Stop itching and solve your problem by calling Bell Environmental, the bedbug specialists. We're skilled in the latest and most effective methods of treating bedbugs. We use instant freeze technology, pesticide-free, completely safe, and perfect for use in office environments and other sensitive areas. Our bedbug dog, Roscoe, sniffs out bedbugs and their eggs with accuracy. Call Bell Environmental or visit bellbedbugs.com. Bell Environmental, over 30 years of green.
Bob's a little PO'd. New family moved in down the block from San Fran, and they got an NFL Sunday ticket to watch them 49ers every week. But that's no excuse not to be neighborly. I brought him over a party platter this morning.
You're very tolerant, Lorraine.
Watch your favorite team wherever you live. Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket today.
Talk. He got whacked and whacked again. And he's on Yes 5 days a week. Where do I sign? Make the Mike Francesa Show your home for breaking sports news. We're just getting started. In-studio interviews. Did you change your approach? And analysis of the hottest topics of the day. He's the best quarterback in the world. So tune in and call in to take your shots with the man behind the mic. You are giving them no credit.
I said they played great defense?
The Mike Francesa Show. Weekday afternoons at 1, right here on Yes.
Back at the Oakland Coliseum, where the Yankees have completed a 3-game sweep of the Oakland A's. We'll check out the final totals of tonight's ball game. For the Yankees, 6 runs, 12 hits. They made 1 error. For the Oakland A's, 2 runs, 6 hits. They played errorless baseball. Time of ball game, 2 hours and 58 minutes. The winner, A.J. Burnett. His record levels off at 7-7. Gio Gonzalez, the left-hander, takes the loss. He is 7-6 now on the season. For the Yankees, Nick Swisher, 3 for 4, the double, a home run, 2 runs scored. Mark Teixeira, 1 for 4, a big 3-run homer. Burnett, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, a couple of walks, and 3 strikeouts. Well, coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the W.B. Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, coordinating director John Moore, vice president of operations Ed Delaney, our supervising producer Woody Fryman, and the executive producer is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again Thursday for Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the Mariners from Safeco Field in Seattle, Washington. Coverage begins at 9:30 right here on the Yes Network. Once again, the final score, it's the Yankees 6 and the A's 2. We'll be back with some final thoughts. But for now, let's go to Bob Lorenz in our Yes Network studios.
All right, Kenny, thank you. Great to have you with us here on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. Well, last night it was the pitching of CC Sabathia and the home run hitting of Alex Rodriguez that got the Yankees the win. Tonight it's the pitching of A.J. Burnett and the home run hitting of Mark Teixeira and Nick Swisher. So a 6-2 Yankees win as they complete the sweep. First road sweep of the season, and it's all about A.J. Burnett. If he's locked in early and not giving up runs and hits, he's okay. Bottom of the first to 1, 2, 3 innings, strikes out Derek Barton. Bottom of the second, another 1, 2, 3 inning. There goes Jack Cusk. Bottom 4 after a leadoff single, that's erased. Kurt Suzuki induced into the 6-4-3 double play. A bottom of the 6th, they scored a run, but with runners at the corners, Burnett keeps Oakland at bay, gets Kevin Kuzmanov to ground to second, end of threat, and then bottom of the 7th, he finishes strong, gets Cliff Pennington on the grounder to A-Rod. As Burnett goes 7 strong innings, allows just 5 hits and 2 runs. So if you couple this outing with what he did his last time out, 6 2/3 shutout innings of baseball in which he allowed just 4 hits, he is looking very good now as he gets ready to hopefully start off what will be a very hot July for him. Now, Burnett pitched great, but you fans voted Nick Swisher as the Chevy player of the game. Swisher put together his 10th game of the year with 3 hits, including a double and a solo home run. So he is now batting .393 in the month of July. You know,